wrestling fans, and welcome to Wrestling Gab. I'm Travis. It's Wednesday, and that means it's time for Wednesday Night Dynamite. Let's see what they have on tap for us tonight. They're showing right now just what happened last week, but we did get new tag team champions. The Young Bucks did win it last week, and then Christian Cage came out and got mad at Jungle Boy and took a chair to Jungle Boy's head, and Jungle Boy got a concerto. So, anyways, that's what happened last week. This is what's happening this week, and it looks like Bryan Danielson's going to address the crowd. Oh, let's do a little bit of a roll call. We got Film Nation in here, Chris Sakata, Walter's in here, and Luke's in here. And he says, hi, Trav. Just watching some wrestling. What are you up to, Luke? How's your week? It's Wednesday, right? Good week? All right, Tony Schiavone's in there with Bryan Danielson. Or you just call him Brian. Let's see what they have to say, ask, and do with us. He says he's going to tell us what's going to be happening at the Backdoor pay-per-view. And then a week from today, we got Blood and Guts in Detroit, which is just a normal Wednesday Dynamite. They're just calling it something else. Daniel just told he doesn't like Tony Schiavone talking, so he's going to take the mic and not give it back to him. It's a great week to be an AEW fan. I think it's a great week to be a wrestling fan altogether. Oh, there he goes. Says the same thing I said. Janelle Jackson's in here. He said hi. Luke said he will not be in here all night, dealing G with a full-blown sinus infection, and it is Thursday in the morning. Ah, that's facts. All right, Dalitha was even giving me helpful advice about sinus infections. Yeah, I think it's called medication. I don't know. Can you get rid of an infection by yourself? So is Daniel planning on wrestling is the question. Blood and guts, blood and guts, blood and guts. So it looks like Daniel might be back ready for next week. Uh-oh. Oh, can you imagine how boring that would be? Zack Sabre. But Daniel living up to what he has been over the past few years, and that is injury prone. So Daniel's going to tell us here, he's got some good news and some bad news. Give us the bad news first, boss. So he is not cleared to compete because he got his legs stuck between the ring and the ramp. So he will not be at Forbidden Door or Blood or Guts. So he usually sweats when he reads? Is that what he's saying? Let's hear the good news. His good news is that he's a judgmental prick. It's great news. Wow. 7 minutes of Daniel Bryanson. So he's going to have Brie Bella wrestle in his place at Forbidden Door. Oh, please don't be Wheeler Yuta. Who's the one person? So is he not there yet? Is he a surprise? Oh, I bet you it's going to be Johnny Wrestling. It's going to be Johnny Wrestling. It's got to be Johnny Wrestling. Whoo, whoo. He came out of the bad guy tunnel. So we got a surprise for this Sunday. Obviously, going to be Johnny Wrestling. It's going to be a technical wrestling match. All right. Jack Sabre Jr. is there. If any of you even know who this guy is, he is there. You did. You missed the Daniel Bryan Boarfest. And he talked about somebody replacing him at the pay-per-view on Sunday, the Forbidden Door, and it's going to be a great technical match, which basically translates to boring as fuck.
Oh, good. Boring as fuck.
And it'll probably last like 20 minutes.
I can't wait for WWE negative to happen.
This could definitely be a...
AEW. Fucking morons. I mean, it's so
John
amazing.
Mox.
So amazing.
I think he has to tag up with that same guy that he's going to be wrestling at the pay-per-view again. Against Jericho and the Murder Hawk, Lance Archer.
Yeah. Alright. Did you say hi to anybody?
I just the first people that were in here. Right up to Janela, I was saying hi to people. So I haven't said hi to Ayla.
Okay. Looks like Letha was even giving me helpful advice about sinus infections. I got meds, but we were discussing to eat hot compresses on the such. Ayla's like, wasabi. Looks like yes. Wasabi was Letha's advice for me, so she knows I have it. And how did you know, Ayla? LOL. Oh my god, I don't know, but I'm willing to suffer a lot because I have to sit through your guys' stupid shit.
Why aren't they wrestling?
Week after week. Don't we have a fucking pay-per-view this weekend? Shouldn't they be having, like,
home
type
They just
stuff?
set up a match. And now they're
that'll happen in what, another
talking about
20
another
minutes?
match.
They're like, well, instead of wrestling, let's just talk about it. It seems appropriate.
The ace, Bob Orton.
As opposed to the club, you know, or the jack, or whatever. The ace and not the two. I mean, definitely don't want to step in the ring with a two.
Freshly squeezed.
Anyways, Ayla's like, also might sound odd. It's called a jade roller. Freeze it and rub it on your sinuses, on your face. Feels great and helps a lot. At least for me, they're very cheap. And Ayla's like, because I'd rather jump from a building than suffer through a sinus infection. I get them often. I also chew and eat a lot of raw garlic when I'm sick. Looks like I'm getting ready to use
What the fuck
warm.
was their name? Roping. I've never even heard of that. Why do they have to change their names?
I have absolutely no idea.
I was trying to listen to their names individually because I don't know who this guy is. Like Dave Sanchez or something. And then they said their team name instead, and it was like Roping Sunrise or some shit. Fuck.
I don't know these people.
You do.
I don't know any of them.
Oh, none of these guys.
Aussie Open. Like
Aussie Open.
Aussie, like an Australian.
Oh, yeah. It's a tennis tournament.
She said
The
Aussie,
Aussie Open.
but it's Aussie. Where the fuck she learned how to speak English? Jesus. Yeah, he has possession of belts. I have a belt too. Keeps my pants up.
Boom.
It looks like I'm getting ready to use warm compress on my face, and then Jade will be giving me a gentle massage. This is my first sinus infection ever. Ayla's like, baby, noob. Ayla's like, seriously, look up Jade Roller. You might be able to find one at a store near you. It works so well, I swear by them. Chris Akane's in the chat, though. Hey, Chris. He's going for Kenny as the technical guy who's coming back and taking the place of Danielson.
That would be funny.
That would be great, but probably won't be it.
Not happening. It's going to be Johnny Wrestling. It's somebody that hasn't been there before.
Losers.
Somebody that Daniel trusts.
Somebody else from WWE.
Be cool if it was Drew Gulak.
It was like, you don't have to freeze it, but the rolling with slight pressure helps the swelling in your sinuses. Daz Reynolds is in the chat. Hey, Daz says hi. Who do you think will be next for the Bucks?
Trying to think who's up there right now that matters. That's in the top. There's so many little tag teams. You got the Lucha Bros who lost it not too long ago. You've got the Luchasaurus again, but I don't know if they'll tag up. This might just be a singles thing going forward for them.
True. Yeah, I'm not sure exactly. I was trying to think of any
Christian
other
Cage.
actual tag teams.
Actual
tag teams.
The Red Dragons.
I guess there you go. They'll probably get it next, so that's probably it. And then I can hate AEW even more. Pickle is in the chat though. Hey, Pickle says Steel Cage Mayhem once again. Oh, he got him. He tagged him in even though he was limp-wristed about it. Matthew says rolling it helps my sinuses too. Oh my God, Matthew, we're not talking about those kind of rolling. Vindicator is in the chat, and Vin says, oh my God, Travis.
What?
Danielson thinks he's the best technical wrestler in the world. What say you?
It was hard to just sit there for 7 minutes and listen to that, but I don't know. Maybe.
Pickle's letting you...
His matches kill me.
I know, they're so bad. They're bad in WWE.
And, I know some people like that, where guys just sit there and hold hands and turn around.
Like, do you want to cuddle?
Because
oh
that's
my God,
what it
will
is.
you spoon me?
like
Do I get a spoon next?
they just sit there, lock up, and then just like arm bars, and it's like Shayna Baszler, but Daniel Bryan, you know. It can get terrible.
Pico's letting you know that the guys are Rocky Romero and of course Trent.
Yeah, I knew Trent, but
So Rocky Romero is the guy's name. Thank you very much, Pico. Appreciate that. It was like, oh hush, everyone should get a jade roller. I can find them at the dollar store. Vindicator says, hey Dalitha, does Will Ospreay dress better than Seth Rollins?
I used to have a cigarette roller because I wasn't that good at rolling when I was in high school. I did develop it and got really good at it, but they had cigarette rollers, so why would you not use that?
Yeah, practice makes perfect. And even those, you have to like practice.
Well, yeah,
off
because
there.
both ends are still opened, so you have to kind of close those.
Give me that.
What is this? It's Labrador Receiver, man.
Labrador receiver.
What's that? I've never heard of that. Well, my dog ate my stash, and so I like followed him around for a couple days.
So gross. And no, Vin, I don't know.
How's my
I didn't
driving?
really pay attention to his dress.
How's my driving? I think we're parked. Oh
On
man,
a
I'm
meeting.
freaking out, man. Holy shit, man, I'm freaking out. Here, take these. Don't take those. I already took them. Yeah, that's the most acid I've ever seen anybody take, man.
Matthew says, you're talking about the massaging stone, right? Yes, Matthew. She's talking about the jade roller. The massaging stone. Walter says Jim Ross and Tony Schiavone and Excalibur doing AEW commentary.
The massaging stone sounds like something out of Harry Potter.
Porn Harry Potter, possibly, yes.
Massaging stone?
Harry Potter and the massaging stone. It's Harry Pooter. Harry Pooter and the massaging stone. Gross.
All right, where's the script for this one, guys?
Maddie's like, you're talking about, oh, I read that. Walter's that. People's like Kyle Fletcher and Mark Davis.
That's the opponents?
That was Will Ospreay and Aussie Open.
Yeah, Kyle what?
Kyle Fletcher and Mark Davis. This is, yeah, probably not real Jade, but I don't care. Walter's like, Orange Cassidy team for the win. And Ravi's in the chat. Hey, Ravi says, well, hello there.
Hello.
And Walter says, hey, Ayla. Matthew says, I've seen plastic ones too. Just use an ice cube. It looks like a rolling massage stone on a fancy stick works well with any type of sinus problem. Walter's like, Bryan Danielson will win his match. Vindicator says, Ravi, are you the same guy whose name is in the scrolling of names above the chat?
Daniel Bryanson isn't going to wrestle.
Yeah, he's not wrestling, Walter.
He's broken. He has somebody wrestling for him,
And he
but
says
it's a
everybody
mystery.
knows him.
He
so.
came down the hill tunnel, so he's not going to tell us. That's what he said.
Yeah. And Ayla's like, hi, Walter. Matthew's like, put a frozen steak on it. And Ayla's like, well, ice is fine, but that can hurt after a minute. Ravi's like, LOL, Matthew. Walter's like, okay, at 9:20 p.m. I'm going. I'm here at 8 p.m. Friday for SmackDown. Still here for AEW. Ayla says, I know what's wrong with it. It ain't got no gas in it. Ravi's like, why are Danielson's matches so long? I don't know. Probably because you like them so much, Ravi. That's probably why they're so long. Vindicator says, I would sit the ring and hold hands with Anna Jay and or Liv Morgan.
Right? No problem.
That's a different
I would
type
be
of
very
setting.
technical in my wrestling ability.
You guys would definitely cuddle a lot.
Lots of
Well-
lockups and belly to bellies and whatever.
Walter
suplexes.
says, I'm glad I won one game of bingo today. Yeah,
Woo!
good job, bud.
Did you
Did
win
they give you
anything?
some gas cards instead of Starbucks? Different kind
Here's
of
a half a gallon of gas.
Right?
$70.
It was like, Vin, you don't have hands. There's a gnat in my face. Walter says, hey, kitty. Yeah, he was here and now he's hiding in a cave of wonders. Matthew says, a crazy exfoliant is salt on an ice cube. Got to be careful, though, because you can get burned since salt drops the freezing point of water. It really shrinks the pores, though. Walter's like, are you guys going live for AEW pay-per-view coming up?
Absolutely. Sunday, we will be here.
I might be here. Just kidding, I'll be
8 p.m. Eastern.
Mindy here's like, delete the who's better at playing fetch, Sir Leopold of Catopia or Sir Nactos of, well, Idaho. It depends.
If you want to keep it going and have them bring it back to you and leave it, Leopold.
Leopold's way better.
But if you want to throw it really far, Naxos.
Rob was like, D, that's disgusting.
But he only gets it like 3 times. Then he's like, get it yourself.
Right?
So if you take him to the park and throw it, you're going to be the one going and getting it halfway down the park. You know, with the big orange thing, you know, and you fling it and it goes like 100 feet. He's like, fuck you.
Right?
He's like, go get that yourself.
No. It's like, I'm done playing. I'm fat and I can't do it. Hey, listen, here's a line from the Harry Pooter and the Massaging Stone. I have to find the Massaging Stone. Ron, grab my wand and wiggle it. I mean, wave it.
Oh, shit.
Sophie is in the chat. Hey, Sophie says, hi, how's the show going? So fantastic.
Her Mimi, Groot, you're so big. Oh, shit. Osprey. That goofy style of wrestling just doesn't work in professional wrestling. It's that indie style stuff, that goofy stuff. I don't mind it, but a lot of real wrestling fans hate that shit. You know, like when the Japanese girls are dancing and goofing around. And
right.
Just like he was doing. Just see how he kept his hands up? Like a dog, like if you shot a dog, how they'd keep all 4s up. It's a cartoon. It's a... You play dead, they go...
Yeah.
That's what Will Ospreay was doing. Ricky Romero getting his ass handed to him right now.
It's Rocky, but Ricky works too.
Whoa!
Hassan Terrell's in the chat. Hey, Hassan, how's it going?
Whoa! Brings him down.
Pickle's like, I'm going to
Two-way.
skip that one. Not into fantasy flatulence. Who said it was about flatulence?
There's no farting in this movie.
Matthew's like, LO T-Rex coming up with porns already. This chat tonight is going to be a wild one. Walter's like, oh, okay, cool. And Sophie's like, this AEW pay-per-view on Saturday is for the casual fans out there.
It's on Sunday.
Well, yeah, it is, because there isn't one on Saturday, so it will be for the casual fans.
It's
but the
definitely,
real fans,
it is not for casual fans. This is for indie wrestling fans. Fans in New Japan Pro Wrestling and AEW.
The real fans will probably show up on Sunday when the actual pay-per-view is.
And I have a feeling there's just not going to be that many people buying that pay-per-view.
Ugh, we're going to be one of them. Chris says, ready for some hater. And Ravi says, oh, Ayla, does he know how to type? Matthew's like, Professor X, LOL. Piccolo says, Travis, would you use the big boot, the flying elbow drop, or the 619?
Well, I'm sure not using the 619. Probably the... I don't know. I don't think I'd do the big boot either. Probably the elbow drop just because I like Randy Savage more.
Sophie's like, Booker T was body shaming Adam Cole, so he was taking Travis's gimmick.
You know, it became a thing.
Yeah,
I'm
body
pretty sure I tried.
Travis Cole, or Adam
I
Cole's
tried to
thing
make
now.
it like popular, and then Booker T stole it. Now he's using it.
No,
but
people are crying about
Rhea
it.
Ripley's doing it now, so she's body shaming. So if she can body shame, we all should be able to body shame, correct?
Yes, I feel like if women can body shame men, then
Right.
they're fair game.
And she
I'm
did.
going to start body shaming women.
Right, and she did.
I'm
She
gonna
went
start
after
with
a guy
myself.
because of his hair.
Yes.
And so I figured, hey, if she can body shame, I should be able to body shame. And I'm body shaming another dude. Like, she's body slaming another sex. That's sexist. Mine's just like, I'm just a dude and he's just a dude. Orange Cassidy with the pin!
He did it. Orange Cassidy got a win after his comeback.
Don't call it a comeback.
Don't
What are
come
these
back
guys?
and call it. I think these are the tag team New Japan
Oh, yeah, these
winners.
are those little teeny guys. Aren't they? Aren't these the guys from Ring of Honor?
Well, they have New Japan.
Or was that a
things,
different group?
So I think
Remember
you're
we
thinking of
watched
a
that
different
paper,
group.
or those little guys come down?
Yeah.
He's pretty little. Remember, and then the big guy from the Middle East came and showed up. He was like 8 feet tall.
Oh,
But I think it was a different guy.
I think so.
The United Empire.
The Empire.
Uh-oh. New people coming. Like 80s video game music started. Oh, it's the FTR!
They're living legends.
Don't tell me it's going to be a 10-on-10 thing. Or 5-on-5.
The forbidden door of grossness. That back door
They're like,
can't get here soon enough.
It can't get here soon enough, so it can be over.
Faster than when it got here.
That's what they're thinking. But we do have Orange Cassidy one-on-one with Will Ospreay.
That's gonna be it. Will Ospreay's going after Orange Cassidy. He's the one, huh?
He ordered some pencils. Hey, look. It's the guy I was just talking about.
He has a very strangely shaped head.
Like Pinhead.
Yes, exactly. Like those pinheads people. It's kind of interesting and weird all at the same time.
God, Samoa Joe's hurt again.
Of course he is.
You got a 30 days to defend that title.
Yeah.
Forfeit.
Is it?
He keeps looking at his watch.
The clock is ticking.
Like, I mean, it's okay to say the clock is ticking, but you don't look at your watch the whole interview and then say it at the end. It looks silly.
Hey. Do it.
Jay Lethal.
Do you know what time it is? The clock. It's ticking. It's totally ticking. Sophie said Booker. Oh, I already read that one. Ravi says Matthew, does it burn like icy hot? Are you talking about like your ice with salt in it? That's creepy. Matthew's like, who was actually speaking for Stephen Hawking's? Talk about Weekend at Bernie's. Walter's like, good luck to Ric Flair on wrestling his last match. And Sophie says Triple H was back in the Performance Center this week. And no one knows what that means in the future of NXT.
Well, I think it does. Since he said that he's back, I think that means that he's back, right? Like, he's back at NXT. Mm-hmm. He's going to be developing talent and probably running the show.
Oh, good. So it'll turn to shit again.
He makes the matches longer.
True, but I saw those little tiny itty bitty dudes.
As long as they don't put him in charge of the talent that they're bringing in.
He's like, I like the little babies. I like 12-year-old boys. Triple H is disgusting. What a pervert. Vindicator's like, you calling me a liar, Ayla? You saying I am related to Pinocchio?
I think what he did was go get the most popular independent stars. He didn't develop any of those. Adam Cole was already a guy. Tommaso Ciampa was already a guy. Butch was already a guy. O'Reilly, Fish, Roderick Strong. They were already popular. Oh. He wanted the Young Bucks. They said no.
Good for them.
Well, they would have got bank. They'd have been making millions each year.
But. Yeah, but still. Robbie's like, gee, that was a perfect English accent, better than the Queen herself. Yay. It was like, oh, wow, Hagrid, I guess size does matter. Part of our porn.
Right.
Harry Potter.
I was just wondering if the Queen spoke British. I've never heard her talk. You ever heard her talk?
I don't listen to the Queen. I ain't from fucking England. Why would I listen to her talk?
I know she likes Snoop Dogg.
I bet she does.
Snoop Dogg wasn't allowed in the country. And she said...
He's a very nice man. If Martha Stewart likes him, he must be all right. Matthew's like, Ravi, it burns like frostbite, a.k.a. making eye contact with la. Sophie's like, I saw the new Doctor Strange movie when it hit Disney Plus today. It was awesome. Vindicator says, Ravi, you can be anybody you choose to be. Freedom is whatever a living, breathing being deserves. Vindicator, Ravi isn't free. He lives in England. They don't know what free means.
They're
oppressed.
Freedom.
Completely oppressed. Illa's like, Vin, you lying. Chris is in the chat saying the last real man, Silas Young, tonight on AEW. Walter says, oh, oops, I got a dinner on Friday night. Might be a little late for my job. 20 years. Wow, congratulations, Walter. That's pretty cool.
If you guys are
20
new,
years
subscribe.
And got a dinner. That's
We
nice.
need some subscribers. Get us up to 2,000.
Yeah.
We're trying to get
2K,
to 2,000K.
Sophie says, I meant
2,000K, but
Sunday.
just 2K.
We know you meant Sunday, Sophie, but it's more fun to tease you about saying Saturday.
Immediately tease you. Jump right on top.
Like, immediately tease you.
What?
P calls like, congratulations, Walter. And Robbie says, Vin, I knew you were smart, Ayla.
Christian Cage is going to tell us why he did what he did.
Sophie says, this Forbidden Door pay-per-view is going to be seen in movie theaters. I ain't going to be seeing it in no movie theater.
Be right here with all you.
I'm going to be sitting here with you guys, hanging out, watching.
TV's about the same size as a movie theater, too.
About what's his face being all stupid. Slow-moving garbage we're going to have to watch. It looks
Christian
like
Cage.
Nice, Walter. Vindicator says, Sophie, where did you come from? I didn't recognize the presence without a stream of breaking news rumors. Shh, don't tell Luke.
She already told us that Triple H was back in the Performance Center.
There you go. Walter's like, yes, Kassidy's team won. Robbie says, LOL, it's not Adam's fault. He just can't grow. LOL.
And Rhea Ripley has brain damage.
She does?
So she posted online today.
Oh, sweet.
Somebody said, well, you don't look injured. And she said, brain damage doesn't show up. You can't see brain damage, is what she said.
Oh, yes, you can. She looks like she has brain damage. I don't know why everybody thinks she... No, just kidding. I'm kidding.
So it's maybe... Well, I don't know if you've seen it, but it was when Alexa was going to DDT her. Mm-hmm. And then Liv kicked her in the butt. And so then the DDT went through, landed right on her head, right on the top of her head.
I thought I saw that, but I wasn't sure if she actually
And then she flipped over, and then you could just see she just went out of the ring, like she just rolled. And that was the last time we saw her. Remember? And and you were like, "Where's Rhea?"
Oh, okay. Mm-hmm.
And that's where Rhea was.
That's when the injury happened. I was wondering when it happened. Sophie says Rhea. Oh, here you go. Rhea has brain issues. That is why she got pulled from her match next weekend. Hadn't gotten to that comment yet.
Oh,
sorry.
That's all
Matthew says, T-Rex, you could do the Oklahoma Slam, lift up for a body slam, run into the turnbuckle, and come out with a power slam.
Oh, love it. The Oklahoma Stampede would be pretty cool, too.
Robbie's like orange with the Levi jeans.
Since we're
Ayla's like,
talking about
guys, you
Oklahoma.
have to be sensitive talking about short guys while Robbie is in the chat. Rude as fuck. Bryce Pitts is in the chat, though. Hey, Bryce. Says,
Hey,
hello,
Bryce.
Wrestling Gab. What's up? Not much. Just listen to Christian Cage talk to Tony Schiavone here.
Sounds a little petty. Christian Cage is out there right now. He's telling us how discerning this is.
Oh, God, is he crying? Ugh. Sophie's like, Raw got
He's a legend.
1.94 million viewers this week. It went up from last week. And Matthew says, I really should have gotten into wrestling when I left the Army. I'd be average size.
Get it
Walter's
done.
like, oh, man, I wanted to fight, LOL.
We should have a 40-plus-year-old wrestling organization.
Oh, my God. Like, do they have to insure, like, every joint of yourself or something?
You have to insure yourself. They're all freelancers.
Well, Vindicator says, but seriously, Robbie, is your imaginary twin brother really doing typing for you tonight? Walter's like, boo, Jay Lethal. And Sophie said this pay-per-view could be a yearly thing if it ends up a success. If it isn't, then I don't know. Matthew's like, Rhea gave herself a knee uppercut and it looked bad. 8 did that a few times wrestling and jumping on pool floats. She probably knocked a tooth out. She has brain damage. Vindicator's like, sorry, Ayla, my sensitive skills were surgically removed just yesterday. Ugh, so painful, but yet so satisfying. Rob was like, who's the goofball in the pink tie getting giddy? Who was the guy in the pink tie getting giddy? Some guy in the back with the big, tall, Middle Eastern guy.
Oh, I don't know who the guy that... something about pencils, though. He was excited. He needed to buy some more pencils.
Yeah, he was very excited about
He throws pencils, so the pencil thrower, I have no idea who that guy is. I've actually never seen him before.
So he's like, I better CM Punk, Bryan Danielson, and whoever else that was rumored for the backdoor pay-per-view when it was first announced. A lot of people would be looking forward to it more.
Right. You also get a lot of people from other wrestling organizations in AEW, and then they just put them out there like you should just know them. They don't introduce them. They don't give them any insurances or anything. They just said, here they are. And you're like, what the fuck's this guy? Like the pencil guy. They didn't introduce him. They didn't put his name on the screen. They just said, "Oh, you should know him." I've watched every episode of this. No idea who that dude is.
I don't know who he is either. He's just somebody that showed up with that guy.
It was Jay Lethal. I know Jay. So it's Jay Lethal's manager, so maybe you could Google that.
There you go. That might work. It looks like it's okay, Ben. Short guys are creepy. Vindicator's like, not me, Sophie. Ayla's like, kidding. Sophie's like, how short is short? Matthew's like, Ayla, what's short to you? Bryce's like, Matthew, who is that Ayla you speak of? LOL. Bryce says, so I guess Danielson is injured. He has been injured for a few weeks, guy.
He is hurt. And he will not be wrestling this week or next week at Blood and Guts. But he does have a replacement planned. And I think it's going to be Johnny Wrestling. That's my guess. A lot of people are guessing other things. We got a Kenny Omega guess out there. Anybody else got a guess for who's going to be replacing Daniel Bryan?
Ayla says, I don't know, I'm short, so Sophie's like, I'm 5'2". Matthew's like, Sophie, stop copying my questions, laughing. Ayla's like, Ravi, do you speak British? And Chris says, having the best chow mein noodles for dinner tonight. Did you make them yourself, or did you have to get them from someplace? And if they're the best, where were they from? What?
He wants to have one of those types of matches.
He wants a match that they name a pay-per-view after.
Well,
you can be on my pay grade.
Right, I think he did invent a match or something, but I don't know which one he's talking about.
Vindicator says, Jalitha, what does that long message say across your bosom? It says, my hate is divided equally amongst all of you.
It's love. It's about just accepting and embracing everybody.
No, it says, my hate is divided equally amongst all of you. So basically, you're all created equally in my hate categories. Ayla's like, are you a boy, Sophie? Ravi's like, hello, Ayla, with the compliments. Sophie's like, I saw the Harry Potter reunion special on HBO Max. It wasn't that bad.
I haven't seen it.
Well, there's like funny chat tonight. Jeez, LOL. Matthew's like, Chris, I'm jelly. Sophie's like, I'm a boy. Film's like, hey, Miss D and Travis, big hug, big heart. How are my favorite people today? Great film. How are you doing?
Doing fantastic. Give us some thumbs ups, though, guys.
Are you watching some AEW?
I want some thumbs ups.
They're giving us what happened on the Road Rager.
There's his mom and his sister. Oh, his sister flipped him off. Wow. You raised a piece of shit.
Robbie's like, do you come and save me? Oh, I live in England. I know, right? Ew. Like, gross. You guys have to, like, drink tea and crap.
Well.
Walter's like, Christian Cage, boo. And Solo P1 is in the chat saying, what do you mean England is not free? Who rules you?
What do you mean, who rules you?
Ayla's like, oh, well, then yes, Sophie. Ayla's like, creepy. Well, it's like 41 watching now, guys. Yeah, and Sophie's like, it's funny, AEW turned Christian Hill a week after the WWE turned Edge face. Maybe they got together and talked
my
about
God, this is deep shit right here. The mom wanted him to be the new father of Jungle Boy. That's what he's saying. He's going crazy, dude.
He's like, I'll make sure I am a
Your
bad guy.
Your father's dead.
That's probably a good thing.
It's a good thing he's dead. It's a good thing he's dead. He said,
Jesus.
Holy
oh my
shit.
God, Christian.
Good thing your father's dead or he'd be ashamed.
Film's like, Rhea Ripley is injured? No, yeah, she has some kind of brain injury. It looks like not free as opposed to free. Robbie's like, Ayla, Sophie is doing a Beyonce if I was a boy. LOL. So P-I-E. And Film says, I hope she'll be okay. Ripley to feel better. If Walter says, yes, Sophie, you're right. It looks like, I thought you were a boy, Robbie. And Sophie says, at least whenever Rhea comes off the shelf, they could give us Rhea versus Bianca on a future date.
Luchasaurus is just choking the life out of Christian.
I don't think he likes him. That's funny. And
you're hurting me.
Rhea kneed herself by getting her leg caught on the bottom rope. I'll try to find the clip. Yeah, but that's not what injured her.
He's trying to get a meeting. That got his attention.
Did you do it? Did you do it?
You're like a son to me. Look, he let go. He's a confused dinosaur, lizard man.
Jer, give me a break. Don't fall for his lies.
We need to talk in private. Are they going to turn the Jungle Boy heel?
Don't fall for his lies, sir.
What happened to Marko's stunt? Jungle Boy did it to Marko's stunt.
What?
Not did it, like the Harry Potter.
No. He did do the massaging stone on him.
No. Jungle Boy came down to attack Christian Cage, but Christian Cage manipulated him.
That's
Is this what we call? Is this what we call gaslighting?
Yes, but that's Luchasaurus, not Jungle Boy.
Whatever.
It's a completely different human being, just so everybody out there is aware. Rose like, LOL, British Ayla, can you teach me whatever that is? Chief Detective Martha is in the chat, says, if anyone asks, I'm a girl dog. Sweet. Solo P.O. says, the UK is free. That statement is false. Ayla's like, I don't know nothing. Travis asked if the Queen spoke British.
Where's the fact checkers?
Ayla's like, said who? Solo Pie read it. Ha! And Film's like, I'm going to miss Rhea Ripley. Sexy outfits on TV. Oh, hey, it's the Young Bucks with that weirdo face over there. That
is Kyle O'Reilly, one of the best wrestlers in the world.
Matthew's
he
like,
got
David Letterman
in
throws
the balls
pencils.
by Sting last week.
I wish he would have had him go all the way up into his body and he had to go have surgery to have him removed.
Ew.
Sophie says, I wonder how many ticket sales and pay-per-view buys would count as a success. Robbie says, Ayla, to you I must be a boy because I can't grow anymore, LOL. It was like free as a hamster in a cage. Robbie told us all we need to know about the UK. He's our facts. Solo PI says, see, I put a simple question. You said England is not free. Matthew says, Ripley posted pictures on June 8th showing a metal wire that appears to be holding her front teeth in place, caused by a knee that stiffly collided with her mouth.
Yummy.
Sophie says, oh, great, Travis. The nightmare might be coming true if Johnny Wrestling does come into AEW.
It could happen. We could get another NXT star on AEW.
Vindicator says Cesaro should replace Danny McSlowburn Danielson.
Now cut it, Brandon.
Matthew says that's from a website. I caught it on Botchamania today. Ayla says, laughing, oh, wow, you're one of those wild Karens, huh? I was like, Ayla, do you have any pets? And Chris says they were from a local Chinese restaurant. Oh, cool. Sit one of your favorites. And Sophie says, I bet Cesaro will be the replacement. I was like, Ayla is a Karen, LOL. So Hopi says, okay, America belongs to the natives. Nope, sorry.
What?
Sorry, Charlie. They were,
Nope.
a conquered people. That's facts.
Malachi Black.
We fought for our freedom from the oppression of the British.
Why are we talking about any of this?
Because I said that the British
It's a wrestling show.
Because I said the British weren't free and then they got their panties in a twist.
Nobody's really free.
Duh. It's not my fault they got their panties in a twist.
Basically, if you can,
because of all the tea they have to drink.
If you can do anything you want, then you're free, right? And nobody's free.
So it was like, I wonder how many people in this chat are AEW fans. I was like, I have a cat. She's English, so she's an indoor cat. John Brown is in the chat.
Hey, John.
Weird. Yeah, totally. It's like, I wonder how many people in chat are offended by sarcasm. Bryce Pitt says, oh, Christian Cage went too far for saying that. Matthew's like, I just sent y'all the Botchamania link. And he was like, oh, burn, Solo PI, deep burn. Matthew's like, I'm offended that you think people are offended. And then somebody in our chat that is a different language. I have no idea.
It's good to see you in here.
Yeah. Matthew's like, where do you get your massive ego from? Robbie's like, yeah, no, right? Who would want to be from England and drink it? Yeah, no, it's gross, dude. I don't understand I don't understand why you stay there.
It's called
just
called
hop on a boat and like float over here.
It's called leaf soup.
Leaf soup. It was like, the British are free. We are. It looks like, okay, let's knock off its old people's countries. Oh, shut up, Luke. You have nothing to say about it. You left one for another one. John Brown's in the chat. Hey, John says, I'm watching you and my name pops up.
Woo!
Nice, John Brown.
Good to see you in here.
Name popping up.
Introduce yourself to people out there.
I think he did. His name's John Brown.
Well, I meant like keep talking to people.
Bryce Pitt says, was it an accident or was it on purpose when Maria got injured? Pretty sure
It
it
was
was all
obviously an accident.
Hey, here's the bad blood between House of Black and what's his name.
This is a qualifying match for the Atlantic title that's coming up. So this will be the 4th member of that.
What is that guy? Who's that guy? What's his name?
Malachi or
Yes.
Penta?
Penta. I know who Malachi is. I can't
Okay.
remember Penta's name.
Penta, Althea, or whatever. I can't remember how you say the end of it, but
Penta and
No
Malachi
fear.
Black.
yes, and it's going to be a good one. And the winner of this goes on to the Atlantic 4-way at Backdoor.
So
or
I
Open
wonder
Door,
who is
or
going to
Forbidden
win
Door.
it then.
I would assume that Malachi would, but I don't know the guys in the match. Like, you know what I mean? Like heel, if they're going heels or if they don't even care about that.
Ooh.
Like heel
Yeah.
versus face.
Right? Like they don't care about that specific part because these two
Right.
guys are both bad guys, basically,
No,
kinda.
no.
You don't think so?
The Lucha
They're
Bros
both good
are
guys?
definitely good guys.
They're both good guys.
No,
I could see Malachi being a good guy. He seems
Malachi,
like a really
he just
nice
possessed. What's her name? Julia
guy. I mean,
Hart.
spitting in people's face seems really nice.
Well, it's ink. It's a dye that possesses your soul.
Is that how it works?
So it usually turns you into a bad guy. You know, like Asuka does it, and she's still a babyface
Yeah, I mean, see,
because it doesn't steal their soul. It doesn't
that's-
brainwash them.
that's what it is. The
Oh,
soul-stealing
backstabber!
part. Ouch.
Malachi Black. This
He got
is a good match
Kinda
right here with
caught up in his
Penta.
feet when he tried to fall off of him.
It'll hurt you.
He's like, that hurt my back. How did it hurt you?
Because
It
he had to
hurt
land on
me.
his back to land the other guy on his back. 1, 2, Malachi. Almost had him right there. Penta kicks out, goes behind. Little sling blade.
Yeah, I sure don't know what that's
Malachi rolls to the outside wisely. Veteran move.
Oh,
Whoa, Malachi with educated feet. It's kind of like Shinsuke Nakamura. We never really got a good Shinsuke Nakamura Malachi Alistair at the time Black match, did we?
no, not
That would have
really.
been a really good fight.
Mm-hmm.
They should have made it a no hands involved match.
True.
That would have been kind of fun to watch. Just all feet.
Oh, yeah, totally. It just would have been kicking, and that's it. Chris says, Christian growing is set, laughing. Matthew says, we are the world, we are the children. Bryce says, they're hugging what? Sophie says, if this is going to be a yearly event, hopefully they start building to it a month or two, not 3 weeks before it.
Right. Well, Sophie, the problem is you if you don't follow New Japan, you're going to be lost. It doesn't matter how long they build to it. Basically, you have to go follow New Japan a month in advance,
Yeah,
and
to
then
know who the people
then
are.
you'll be ready, or 2 months in advance.
Or watch it all the time as well.
Right, or follow it 12 months of the year,
Right,
52
yeah.
weeks a year.
Kind of stuff. Yeah, you definitely have to. And
I record it. I have it on the DVR. No
and
idea.
Person who is speaking Arabic, I don't know what you're saying, but thank you for being in our chat. It was like Luke Ireland is dumb, beautiful, but like stupid. Bryce says, wow, so they hug, and that's how they're going to end it. Really, I'm not going to lie, that was very odd.
It was odd, you know, and they are going to keep it going, right? Like it's
Oh.
not, it definitely it's far from over, but does this slowly start to turn the dinosaur to
The
a heel?
Luchasaurus to a heel, or the Luchasaurus to be separate and be a
Right.
singles
Get
wrestler
them
as well.
That would be fantastic. He does have the talent, and I wonder how long it would take before he dropped that mask. I know if he was in WWE, he would not have that mask on anymore.
True.
It'd be gone.
Yeah. Luke's like, Ayla, don't start. Sophie says, why did Christian turn heel? And Luke says, English only, please. John Brown says, is it my mom? Ha. Your mom?
Yeah.
Was your mom
course
in the
it's your
ring?
mom.
I didn't even notice.
Are we
Matthew's
talking
like,
about
Bryce,
Jungle
it was
Boy?
an accident. Her leg bounced off the bottom rope and kneed herself. Ayla's like, Luke laughing. And Bryce says, thank you, Matthew, for telling me that. Sophie says, the pay-per-view is also going to be on Bleacher Report. Ravi says, D, you should bring back the turtleneck like Christian Cage's, LOL. Ravi, no thank you. Why don't you wear the turtleneck and drink your tea with your pinky up, okay? Okay? And your biscuits. Eat your biscuits.
I made biscuits today.
They're supposedly cookies.
They're pretty
It
good.
was like people in the wrong chat if they get hurt about silly stuff. John Brown's like, catch up, duh. Yeah, totally. Sophie's like, Tony Khan has a big ego. He thinks this pay-per-view this weekend is going to be a sellout and going to have a lot of ticket sales. Matthew's like, Bryce, indeed, it was a vicious knee.
I feel like it is going to have a lot of ticket sales.
I think it will.
Chicago is a great wrestling town.
Mm-hmm.
So they're going to sell out.
Yes. Chris says, Julia Hart. Yes. Matthew says, leaf soup. Isn't that tea? No,
Yes.
It's soup.
Leaf soup.
John Brown's out.
Tea.
How mush is it? Sophie says, imagine being part of the Ring of Honor roster and you don't know if your promotion is going to be on TV after Tony Khan brought that promotion. And
Hard to
Film
say.
says, let's go Pentagon Jr. And Robbie's like, leaf soup, D, can you make us some? I can't, Robbie. That's your specialty. Remember, you're from England.
I watch these people on YouTube make that shit.
I just throw it in the Boston
And I'm like,
Harbor.
there is no way in the world I would make tea if it took that much time. It's like 20 minutes to make tea.
To make, like, real tea?
Oh, yeah, they put it in, like, this
actual
certain
leaves
thing, and
stuff?
then they, like, filter it, and then they run it through this. I'm like, what the?
Yeah. Like the actual real tea.
Yeah.
Yes.
That they get from China.
Matthew's, why didn't they do a Pacific title? Because it's the Atlantic one instead.
It's all over. I mean, obviously, there's people from Australia. That's as specific as it gets.
Phil says, hey, Robbie, how's it going? And Robbie says, Film, you good? John says,
pick it up.
yeah, it is. Don't now.
Oh, shit,
Piccolo
it's room in
says,
the ring.
this is how chats work. Go pet grass. We got plenty of it here. Robbie's like, Film, yeah, chilling. And
Cutter!
Darius G is in the chat. Hey, Darius. Hello. How are you?
What?
You're a gamer? That's fantastic.
Woo!
That's fantastic. Film says, hey, Piccolo, how are you? Sophie says, AEW is starting to get into WWE territory by having a lot of championships, especially with them having 3 hours of TV every week.
They have a lot of championships, all right. I think there's like 12. Especially with the Ring of Honor ones now on TV.
Yes. And Robbie says, Piccolo, don't eat the grass. And he said pet it, so that's fine.
Whoa!
Film's like, yes, I'm all right.
Got
Robbie,
big
thank
shot
you for
by
checking
Penta.
on me. I really appreciate that. Sophie says, get this channel, 1.92 subscribers. Pickle's like, from that theory, then House of Black are defo faces. Right? Like, right? They're totally faces. I agree. Just kidding. Maddie's like, Cola, smoke the grass. No. John Brown says, my back hurts too really bad, huh? Is it because you pulled landscaping duty?
My hands hurt. Now your back's going to hurt because you just pulled landscaping duty. Ben Stiller. It's got to be the greatest heel ever.
Matthew says, Film Thunder Rosa or Ruby Soho. Robbie's like, Matthew with good advice, LOL. And Robbie's like,
oh, shit. The coup de grace.
I eat my vegetables.
2, and
don't
oh,
drink tea.
Pentagon kicks out.
Just kidding. John Brown says, LOL, most of all. Film's like, Matthew is an armpit crusher or not. Robbie's like, Matthew, Ruby all day. She's tidy, LOL. Matthew's like, blowing wind. And Sophie says, do you think everybody that is going to order the pay-per-view Sunday going to continue watching both AEW and New Japan TV after it?
No. I know I probably will not tune into the New Japan stuff. Probably just out of time.
Mm-hmm.
And then it would just be like going to school. I remember when AEW started, I was like, okay, I'll learn with everybody else. So it's a lot different when you're learning a new language. Like with everybody that's learning the new language.
Right, yeah.
But it's hard to learn, Chinese.
Yes.
When you don't know anything.
Yes, that is very true. And it doesn't count reading from a Chinese menu.
Right. There's this little girl I sent, and I sent one to Ayla too, I think, this morning.
Lily?
About her class, man. She is funny. I
didn't catch it while it was live.
Oh my God, it was funny.
I actually started following another lady on there who does live Chinese lessons as well.
I teach 10 years, 1,000 people. I teach 10 years, 1,000 people. Like dentist.
What's the difference between
She and he.
Oh.
Oh
Glad you got that down, you wacko.
I know, is girl, and is boy. Or he and she. I don't know if that's girl and boy.
Matthew's like, film. Of course it films as I say both of them, Matthew. Piccolo says Luchasaurus had worked on FTW
1,
before NXT
2,
was
and
formed.
3. Malachi with the W.
On poor Penta, who has a broken back. It's spinal. Matthew says, Ravi, I wasn't her and AJ Lee. I want her and AJ Lee to have a match. Ravi says, Sophie, nah, don't think so, with the internet around. Vindicator's message retracted, and Matthew says, no way, Thunder Rosa's horrible. She has sandbagged in her matches.
Yeah, sandbagging. That's when you get heavy in between moves. I guess. What does sandbagging mean to you guys? Because I would like to know. That's just a few people telling me on the Twitter sphere.
It means that there's a flood,
right?
And you have to save something from the waters, so you sandbag.
So we have Miro, a New Japan guy, Pac, and Malachi are the 4 finalists in the Atlantic title tournament. And it's going to be a fatal 4-way.
Malachi Ishii is the guy you're talking about from New Japan.
Ikishii.
Pac. Oh, he spit. Ew, gross.
He spits in your general direction.
He spits in your general direction.
You keep it up, he's going to taunt you a second time.
Ew. It was like Robbie couldn't wear a turtleneck. Poor thing could have drowned. Robbie's like, Matthew,
He just wears a tank top, but it doubles as a turtleneck.
It's a good thing Robbie can take teasing well, because if not, he would be crying. You guys. Robbie says, Matthew, were they what happened to that then? I don't know what that even means. So it was like, but pay-per-view buys, I don't know how much they are expecting for this weekend. But it says, Robbie will send Ayla and Dalitha some of his best tea and crumpets for Independence Day. So I can throw them in the Boston Harbor.
Well, if people put money aside for pay-per-views per year for wrestling, and there's only 4, they're only adding 1 more. So instead of $200, it's $250.
That's a lot of money. Yeah. And with things the way they are right now, I'll be surprised if there's enough people that can even pay for it, let alone go to it. People are going to start cutting back, guys. And what's the first thing usually to go? Those kind of entertainments are the things to go.
Poor people will still go, though, right? Because poor people buy stuff.
That's true. They're dumb. They're like, I don't need to feed my kids. It's fine.
Poor people will be on welfare and have Jordans.
True. Freddie Meza is in the chat. Hey, Freddie says hi. Hi, Freddie. Robbie says, D, I do like to dunk my biscuits in my tea. I bet you do. Sophie's like, I thought the television championship was supposed to be the mid-card championship for the men.
No, kind of. I guess it is, but they're adding another one. I don't know if an American can hold this title. They didn't allow an American in the tournament, so it might not be allowed to Americans.
Mm-hmm.
So, unless they just didn't have an American.
Maybe they didn't want an American? I don't know. So he said that, and John Brown says, why is Red Dragon ROH?
They shouldn't be.
That we know of.
They might wrestle there. Obviously, it's just like NXT to WWE, so they can put people there. Doesn't necessarily mean they're there. But yeah, Red Dragon's way too good to be on Ring of Honor.
Yes. It was like, I pour water in a cup, put it in the microwave until the water is hot, put a tea bag in the water, drink. I don't much care for tea, though. Matthew's like, Ravi Rosa has heat in the back, according to the sheets. Tilly Williams in the chat. Hey, Tilly says hi. Hi, Tilly. How's it going? Nice to see you back in the chat. Ravi says, Ayla, LOL, I don't have a neck, so I can't wear a turtleneck. That's the point of her saying you would drown. It was like, I don't know about your life, Ravi. Phil's like, okay, Matthew, answer me a question, but this time making a women's armpit match. Sophie's like, at this point, AEW could do their own version of the brand split. Ravi's like, thanks, Ayla. And Ayla's like, you're so polite. You're welcome. Dr. Pepper in the chat. Hey, Dr. Pepper says, it's Japan, not China.
No, I'm talking about learning a language, and Chinese is the hardest language to learn. That's what I meant. I wasn't talking about the actual wrestling.
Yeah, that wasn't about wrestling. That was, we were talking
I was
about a lady
comparing-
who goes on TikTok and she does TikTok videos, live videos, teaching
Right.
people how to speak Chinese.
Right, but he was talking about what I was saying. Like, when I first started watching AEW, it was like learning a language.
Yes.
But I learned it with everybody else. Because
Yeah.
I started on day one. We've done every one of these. I've watched every single episode of AEW Dynamite.
Yes.
So I was comparing New Japan Pro Wrestling to learning Chinese. Not as in how to pronounce their names. Just that I have to learn every single person on their roster. If I was to start watching it.
Right. So it says, I mean, with them owning Ring of Honor, they could do a brand split with Ring of Honor and AEW.
Absolutely.
Walter says, still good match. Come on, Penta. He didn't win, so oh, dang it. And John Brown says Pentagon Jr. is amazing. Yes, but he has a broken back, so, you know. Film says, oh, here comes Pac. And Walter says, boo, Black won. And Matthew says, AEW is doing too much that the casual wrestling fan is confused by the product. WWE can get away with it since they are established internationally.
Silas Young is not.
Young. He's just Silas. Walter says Miro talking. John's like Black.
He kind of
with a
reminds
W.
me of the
Oh,
Butcher.
little bit, huh? Yeah, he did.
Like the Butcher's brother.
Piccolo says, I disagree. It's like watching the USFL or WNBA. Like they're playing the stuff you like, but you don't know the names, the teams, and sometimes their rules are different.
Right, just like different rules. Like, I don't know if you guys watched wrestling even in the 90s, but it used to be against the rules in WCW to throw somebody over the top rope. If you threw somebody over the top rope, you'd get disqualified.
Oh.
And WWF, it wasn't. Like, they didn't
Oh.
have that rule.
I see.
You used to be able to not strike with a closed fist. Do you guys remember this? Like, that just slowly went away. Also, used to have to lift their arm up 3 times. And on the third one, if it went down, it was over. Mm-hmm. Disappeared over time also.
That's weird, huh?
But,
Yeah.
yeah, so the rules do change. Like, those kind of rules. Like the ticky-tack rules.
Vindicator says, I used to be a lurker with a very simplistic and easy to remember name, just like John Brown. Oh, yeah? Walter's like, Miro will crush. Matthew says, Sandbag is someone who isn't pulling their weight on the team. Tilly says, I hope Pac wins. Nayla says, I thought Sandbag was 2 droopy boobs.
So there's all sorts of different definitions.
Walter's like, Travis, 52 watching on this channel. Piccolo says,
Oh,
in
nice.
bowling, when you
Give
sandbag,
us some
you
thumbs
score.
up.
Yeah.
Subscribe.
Yes, subscribe. All that.
Put a big subscribe just on the screen. Subscribe.
Piccolo says in bowling, when you sandbag, you score way under your average, so you can gain more handicap for your team.
Ah. So, yeah, underperform.
Walter's like, 22 likes, guys, hit the like. Robbie's like, does Miro need more of a push? John Brown says,
Yes,
I hope Pac
absolutely.
wins too. And Robbie says, this chat with hella disrespect.
You know, and the other part about it is we have Swerve and Keith Lee heard nothing about it.
True.
Because they're not indie guys or something? They were indie guys. I don't know about Swerve, but Keith Lee was.
Yeah, I don't know.
But nothing at New Japan stuff, you know, with the back door, hidden door, whatever.
I don't know. Maybe they just didn't have anybody to put with them.
Oh,
Maybe they
each
don't
other.
consider
They
them
kind of
big enough stars.
They kind of been turning on each other.
Yeah, they
When
have.
Swerve eliminated him out of the Battle Royal.
Yep, that's true. Illa says, if Robbie had a problem, I'd hope he'd tell me I would stop. But he literally thanks me, though. I think he likes being humbled. Matthew's like, those are socks with oranges or pancakes on a thumbtack, champ.
Woo!
Film's like, Matthew, did you get on what I said? Pico says, yeah, I skip my strip club trips for every other weekend nowadays. Harsh times. Right?
Right?
Totally, Pico.
You're lot lizards.
Robbie says, oh, Eli can take the hella disrespect well, LOL. So he says, would anyone watch this pay-per-view if it was free at home?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure a lot of people would probably watch it more so if it was free.
Yeah, if they could get some advertisers or something, they could do it for free.
Film says, Adam Cole, baby. Walter's like, Wardlow, great wrestler in AEW.
Oh!
Ouch.
Big clothesline right out on the floor. Lariat.
Matthew says, film tag team championship match. Loser shaves the other team's pits. Becky and Liv versus Bayley and Carmella. John Brown says, yes, I would watch it. Right? Watch it if it was free, totally.
John, or is it John?
John Brown?
Yeah, John. Are you going to buy it? Are you going to pay for it?
Or are
and
you
watch
going to watch it and pay for it to watch it? Robbie's like, the good thing is I don't have to wear a mask anymore at work. That's the best thing.
That is some great news, isn't it?
That should have happened years ago. Walter says, boo, Adam Cole. Bryce says, let's go, Adam Cole. And Robbie says, D, don't you do TikTok videos? Yes, when Travis takes pictures of me, I do TikTok videos. Haven't you seen them? And John Brown says, Bay. And Walter says, Hangman Page for the win. Robbie says, I bet Britt buys all of Adam's clothes. So she can wear them herself, or?
I mean, my question really is how do these women learn these dances to perform on TikTok to the song?
I have no idea. They watch a lot of
Because
them. They'd have to watch and practice.
Because Mandy Rose did a dance to that song, My Money Don't Fold.
Jiggle, jiggle.
Jiggle, jingle, it folds.
Jiggle, jiggle.
It also, Shakira did it, and it was pretty close to the same dance. It was a little bit different. Mm-hmm. But you could tell they were doing a choreographed dance.
Right.
Like they could have done it together, and it wouldn't have looked weird.
Right.
Meaning that there's got to be some steps.
Well, yeah, somebody probably goes through and makes it, and then they do it slow and show people how to do it. I saw it with one of those other ones.
So you're telling me these people just watch, like Mandy Rose was sitting there backstage watching an instructional video and training?
Yeah, and probably decided she wanted to do that dance. A lot of them do it. It's weird. Film says, okay, Matthew, I see what you did there. I like that, but however, you forgot to add razor emojis. But that's okay. I will choose Team Becky Lynch and Liv Morgan. Chris says, yeah, my boy Silas Young goes hard. The last real man, baby.
Yeah, Silas.
Matthew says, Chinese Mandarin is difficult because of the tongue. Kids are more malleable and can adapt easier than adults, from what I understand. Yes. So if you do speak 2 languages and you have children, please teach your children both languages. They will do way better in life. They will have such a step up. It's ridiculous. Like, ridiculous.
Well,
how much of a step up
2 or 3
have.
languages will put you over the top. Work for the government. Be a translator.
Right? So he says, I could see AEW have their own streaming service at some point that could get a lot of people to watch their pay-per-views, kind of like the old days with WWE.
I would love it if they came out with one and say it was like $12 a month or something.
Yeah.
Right around that.
Matthew says, rules are there for a reason. When people loosely use them, it makes the match worthless.
Well, yeah.
Robbie says, D defo needs the subscribers. Yeah, Robbie, totally. Film's like, yes, I think
Oh, boy.
Yes, I just left the like on the live stream. Matthew says, film, me too. Good choice. Film's like, Matthew, you're really good at this. Give me another one. Robbie's like, LOL, it wouldn't be the Gab if I didn't get disrespected on the daily. Vindicator says, funny how the red subscribe button up top is just pulsating at the possibility of more converted lurkers. LOL. Matthew's like, 47 watching the stream. Woo! And Sophie says, then next year XFL is back, so if you're a football fan, that's good news for you. Robbie's like, I'm going to watch it. You know, dim ways dare. Film's like, 49 people are watching on the live stream. Thumbs up.
Thumbs up.
Like, I got 49 watching. And Matthew's like,
just keep doing this.
Shayna Baszler or Nia Jax? Just keep doing this.
And I think
thumbs
right
up,
above...
Thumbs up. Thumbs
right
up.
above this one, so like right here, there's a subscribe button.
I don't know.
Oh, nerdy as shit.
It's over there somewhere.
I'm pointing at it.
It's right there.
It's right there. Right there. Subscribe!
Subscribe.
Thumbs ups.
Thumbs up.
Whoa! Silas up over the top, back around.
Robbie says,
Page.
I mean, Adam doesn't look like he knows about style.
No.
They're taking a nap. Film says, definitely neither of them. Matthew, give me a good real armpit
keep
match.
up.
So he's like, did you hear the Gronk has retired from football again? Hopefully he keeps to his word, unlike his best friend Tom Brady. Matthew says, Film, you got to pick. Walter's like, okay, bye guys, see you Friday for SmackDown after my dinner. All right, Walter, we'll have a wonderful dinner.
Have a good
Congratulations
night.
again on your 20 years. I'm so glad they're giving you a dinner. That's pretty amazing, man.
That is way cool.
It was like, y'all subscribe and like. We're kind of nice. You have to have thick skin, though. Vindicator's like, I wonder if Ayla, Travis, and Dalitha are the most tech-savvy social media experts in all of Idaho. I don't think
Probably. We're all backwoods country boys here.
Ayla's
so.
like, Ozzy can count to 10 in Spanish. That's good.
Yeah.
Ayla says, yes, Ben. Matthew's like, computer coding is a solid language to learn. So he says AEW fans are going to run into the same problem that WWE fans had regarding
HTML.
pay-per-views. Yes, HTML. But not being able to buy every pay-per-view. That's true. And Vindicator says, Ayla, you lying.
I mean, it was the greatest thing to ever happen to me was when WWE came out with their net worth.
Yes.
I was paying $35, $45 a month for pay-per-views. Mm-hmm. And they were like, hey, we're just going to give it to you for $9.99. I'm like, what? With a free month? I didn't get a free month, though, because I was first. I don't know if that guy landed on his head a little bit.
I don't know, but he has saggy britches, and it's kind of weird.
Well, yeah.
And his britches are, like, weird
Whoa!
colored.
Nobody was home, but he landed on his feet.
They look like he forgot to wash them.
Right? Like they're
like
whitey-tighties.
Like whitey-tighties that have been worn by some guy for, like, 2 years or something.
He's an old guy. You could have worn them for a decade.
It's so weird. I don't like the color. It's weird. It throws me off on
Here
the
it
weirdness
is.
of the color
And
of his
it's
britches.
over.
His
Decapitation.
manties.
He ain't hesitating to put him in a funeral home with a bullet in
And
his
your
toe.
boy Hangman Page won. Manty's boy lost. Sad.
Shut the damn music off right now.
Oh,
Adam Cole.
Boy. He's like, no.
It's story time.
Ugh, this guy.
When
Feels
Mr.
like,
Feminine
I mean, if I had to... Sorry. Oh, somebody's interrupting him. Film says, I mean, if I had to choose, it would probably be Nia Jax if only she wasn't wearing any long sleeves. I sure as hell she
Jay White.
So she ain't feminine enough for my honest opinion. It's like, this isn't NAM. This is bowling. We have rules. Oh, this is the guy that decided he wanted
Jay
something
White.
else. That's right.
He's responsible. He does think he came out with AEW.
Oh, I'm sure.
He's a funny dude. It's because, he took Kenny Omega's spot, and so Kenny had to find another job. And then they came and made this company. It's because Jay White.
Oh, that's funny.
It can't be you because you lost to him. Twice.
Ooh, burn.
Who is it going to be? Tell us, Jay White.
Tell us, Mr. J person. Sophie says there are still places that are still the same way about COVID. And Chris says Amber Heard is a walking L bro. Now she got caught kissing Cara Delevingne in the elevator.
Is that a girl?
Yes. She's been with a girl for a while, but I don't think that's the girl she's been with. Is that the one she accused of beating her too?
Oh, Lord. Oh, shit. Paige
It
knocked the
won't be
freaking microphone
you.
right out of his mouth. Well, how are we
'Cause
going to
I'm
know
at
what's
the
going to happen
Bullet
here?
Club.
Whoa, he ducks it. Now, Paige just had a match.
Feels
Uh-oh,
like, but
Cole's
for
getting in
real,
there,
though, give me
baby.
a better one.
Cole, there it is. Buckshot lariat.
Nope.
Oh, but hit right in the groin.
Rob is like, do you think Jade is being pushed enough? Jade Cargill?
Yeah, she's fine. It's fine right now.
It's fine where what's happening. They're doing this pay-per-view stuff, so I kind of don't want it to like be her having to be part of the New Japan stuff either. Matt is like, Robbie will always be the big guy to me.
Adam Cole going to hit Jay White?
We're
We're going to see a triple threat? We're going to see a triple threat.
Yeah. Vinegar says, Travis, would you give AEW show tonight a thumbs up so far?
That's fine. I always enjoy it. It's fast moving. It started out really slow with the WWE guys. Daniel Bryan and John Moxley started out. Took about 12, 15 minutes before matches started. But once the matches started, it was fine. Kata?
Okana. His last name is Okana.
Okana?
Toshiko? Okana?
You sure it wasn't Okada? I think it's Okada.
Sure.
Okada. Because I think that was one of the three names, right?
Mm-hmm.
That he said.
Robbie says, Ayla ain't the rule is meant to be broken. Sophie says at certain airports you don't have to wear a mask anymore. And, of course, people complain about it. It was like, cute. Matthew second up to Maud. Tilly says, do you think we will see Bray Wyatt in AEW?
I would like to see him somewhere. So, whether it's Wyndham Rotunda in AEW or Bray Wyatt in WWE, I'm good. I just like to see him come back.
Vindicator says, oh, yeah,
Wow.
that's right. You're a programmed Ayla bot, LOL.
He's giant compared to all these other guys.
Matthew says, film Baszler for me. I'd need a few shots in Bouge's thigh. Oh, gross. Robbie says, Matthew, respect. You're that guy. Also with the jokes. Bong his thigh. Oh, thing. Gross. Film's like, hey, Matthew, that's your opinion. Do give me a better woman's armpit match. But I was like, Ayla gotta hump a few legs to get ahead in this world. P. Cola says, I have not seen much of Silas Young, but I believe he was an ROH guy.
Yeah, that's what they had said. He was the television champion. Okada's like a foot taller than all three of these other guys.
Chris says, no, Silas usually wears black briefs. These are new gear from Silas Young. Well, they look terrible, and I don't like them. It's Jade Cargill. What happened to Red Velvet? Oh,
She must have got hurt. Yeah, they do the batting thing. They had some dudes on there too, and it was pretty funny. They're on the butt, like G-strings and stuff.
That's funny.
Here's mine. Like, whoa.
They have to be a top-notch bitch. My sisters in Christ, keep the photos PG. PG? PG!
Hathaway, Hogan, and Jade Cargill.
Hathaway Hogan?
Hathaway, Hogan,
Oh,
Jade.
the guy. Okay.
His name's Hathaway. I can't think of what his first name is, like Osiris or something. But I just know it's Hathaway because Anne Hathaway. That's how I remember it. He had a different name in WWE.
Robbie's like, D, is Cole good on the mic? I don't know. I don't listen. It was like a few films like it's Jay White. Yes, yes, yes. And Sophie says at least you don't have a join option like most YouTubers do. It was like Bowling Gab. And Robbie's like, Ayla defo humped a few legs to get somewhere. Matthew's like, yeah, a lot of legs. It was like, would you join, Sophie? Vindicator's like, I object to any grown man who still wears tidy whities. Totally uncool, LOL. Sophie's like, I could say uno in Spanish. And Ayla says, one leg per person, both legs, question mark. John Brown says, just too sweet, number one, B. Cara. Matthew says, the more the merrier is what I always say. Get the cocaine. Ayla's like, Finn, you watch wrestling? They all wear panties. Is that okay? Sophie's like, before the network, I missed a lot of pay-per-views because we couldn't afford it at the time.
Yeah, no, it was super expensive. I understand that.
Matthew's like, sometimes it's just a foot. And Matthew's like, manties. Robbie's like, Matthew, is that you up for 3 days then? And Chris says, LOD making fun of Bullet Club. Ayla's like, nah, no feet. Looks like Cara Delavenge, whatever her name is, used to be a Victoria's Secret angel model, then became an actor. Her being with Amber is new. It's gross. Sophie's like, I have my own bowling ball and shoes. Chris says, what, Okada is finally here? Matthew says, Robbie, don't ask me, all the ladies, if I'm up for the days. Piccolo says, he's the rainmaker. Okada is the rainmaker.
Let it rain.
Ayla says, wow,
like
Sophie,
Spartacus.
crazy
Or was
girl.
that Gannicus?
Gannicus.
I think it was Gannicus that was the rainmaker.
Film's like, Matthew, give me another one. Give me another women's armpit match. It could be a hairy armpit match or an armpit double match. Give me anything. So it was like, right now, all the AEW fans don't mind buying AEW pay-per-views, but that could change at any point.
Well, because
Film's
they
like,
only have 4, now 5.
Yes. Film says, yes, here comes the baddies. And John Brown says, hi, Luke. And Vindicator says, message retracted. And Film says, boo, Kira Hogan, boo.
Boo.
And John Brown says, baddies are bad, so Bryce says, who's that other girl with the blue and red hair? That's Kira Hogan.
Kira Hogan.
Matthew says, hardcore deodorant match where there are sticks, roll on and spray between Lita and Trish. Sophie says, and they also have All Out in Chicago in September. Vindicator says, advanced technology on my television allows me to cover up all male wrestlers from waist to feet in cargo pants. So it's definitely not the same Ayla. You guys really need to work on your making fun of people. It's not that good.
Cringe.
It's like, now I ain't ever been with a baddie. She calls, so I add her to the tally. I don't know, freaking TikTok. Film's like, so I choose Trish Stratus. Matthew says, Ayla, there's nothing better than getting one's back scratched by toenails. Ayla's like, who here wants to own Travis's hat? And Robbie is like, Red Velvet done out here. Sophie's like, they do have a women's match this Sunday that doesn't fit the theme of this pay-per-view. And Ramit is in the chat.
Hey, Ramit.
Ramit says, Paige, a.k.a. Saraya, will be part of AEW very soon. Tony Khan needs someone who lead women division roster after Hiroku Shida, Serena Deeb. That was Paige. Matthew says, what about Calvin Klein tidy whities?
Right.
I think it's only good if what's-his-face is wearing them.
Shafia.
From Seinfeld. Kramer.
Oh, gosh.
John Brown says, I'm at Bullet Club area. And Ayla's like, sexy. And John Brown says, not Bakara. Sorry, it's okay. Oh, Bullet Club. My bad. Robbie's like, Calvin Klein boxers slap well, the black ones do. Vinegar says, but Ayla, are you prepared to nudge your way back on the Gab set for America's separation from Britain Day? Sophie says, Bray Wyatt, could somehow see him back in WWE, same with Cesaro and Johnny Wrestling.
Tony Storm, go one-on-one with Shafir.
This lady. Ayla's like, Matthew, are you trying to get Vin to scratch my back? Films like Boo, Amber Moon, or whatever she calls her new name in AEW, Boo.
Athena.
And Sophie says, Okada, wow, they finally got him to show up on AEW TV.
Yeah.
And Ravi says, I reckon Jade could beat Charlotte in a match. Matthew's like, I had to put my clothes back on because I was dressed up as the naked cowboy for Halloween contest at a bar. I was too sexy, I guess, even though there were hot chicks with their boobs out.
Yeah, I would rather see boobs than a guy in his underwear.
Or not underwear.
Sorry. No, the cowboy, you know what it is.
The naked cowboy?
Yeah, in New York. He wears the tidy whities and the cowboy hat or whatever.
Oh, I see. Luke's giving me pronunciation lessons of what's-her-face's. Cara Delevingne. Yeah, I'm never going to remember that. She is also a close friend of Taylor Swift. She is known for her wild nightlife antics, nothing super crazy or illegal, but she's definitely a wild child. Well, she better watch out because Amber Heard likes to shit in beds, so she better be careful.
All right, Toni Storm hasn't even got off the ground, really. She hasn't got this match started yet.
She's been on the ground the whole time, just sitting there.
Shafir keeps knocking her down every time she gets up. I don't know what this move would be. An abdominal stretch. Whoa! Hip toss.
It's a something. Matthew's like, Vin, can I watch? Terrence Jefferson's in the chat. Hey, Terrence.
Hey, Terrence. Thanks for hanging out with us.
He's like, what snacks you got for tonight's show? You know what? I don't have any snacks tonight. I did not bring any food with me when I came in. Bump says this AEW women's match right here is going to be boring. What kind of snacks do you have, Terrence? Should have got an apple or something.
Right. You want some peanut butter?
No.
It's Crusher peanut butter.
I bet it's so good.
Signed.
Ayla's like, I got feta cheese
Adam
and crackers. Feta cheese and crackers, huh?
Into the ropes. Shafir over the top. Tony following her. Kicked her right in the chest. Toni Storm back down on the ground. Shafir's kicking some ass lately.
Oh, God.
The transgender on the outside with the senton.
Is that who that is?
Yeah.
Oh.
Shafir throws in Tony Storm back into the ring.
Just thought it was just a really ugly woman. Film's like, boo, Tony Storm, boo. Robbie's like, look, the two members from TLC really let themselves go, LOL. Vinegar's like, Matthew, you watch if you could get Robbie to pay a fee of $500 in English currency, LOL. Matthew's like, I can make a salad. That's fantastic, Matthew. Make your salad. Is that what you're having as a snack? John Brown says 3, 2, 1, dab. Bobby says, Vin, I'm not as rich as you. Matthew says, Wrestling Gab Chat is organizing an orgy. This is hot. Oh, God. Vinegar's like, Travis, I just love when Tony wears this red wrestling gear.
Don't hate it
at all. It's just
as
sexy as any of Liv Morgan's outfits.
Yep. Nothing wrong with it. Couldn't complain.
John Brown says YouTube and a heart, but I think it might be a gaming heart. I'm not sure. Bobby's like, Tony Storm looks botchy.
Yeah, this match, and it could be her opponent. You know, both of these women are kind of noobs. I think Tony's done the independent circuit, but sometimes it's really hard to see. Yeah, she does fall funny. It's just hard sometimes when you're in there with somebody that doesn't know what they're doing. I was worried about that.
Yeah.
Did you see that?
She kind of mess up?
No, but
I didn't look up fast enough.
It was just a belly-to-back suplex, and she, like a German suplex.
But she didn't get her over all the
way?
No,
she did.
Oh.
It just, Tony grabbed her head with both hands before she hit the ground. Like, I'm going to land right on my neck. And she did. But she blocked it with her body. So I think it's right here. Watch. Oh, it's in a minute. Because that one was first. Oh, it gets right here. So watch Tony grab both of her. She's like, ah! Trying to card her face. Yeah. Her head. It's brutal. Very slow moving.
Matthew's like, LOL. John and Sophie's like, I think I somehow kind of watched a WWE pay-per-view by accident without even knowing how I did it. Vindicator's like, LOL, cool. Ravi. And Ravi's like, D, not eating tonight? What? I know, it's crazy. It was like, I can't be involved in that nonsense group adult yucky stuff. I'm related to the host. Right? Ew. Matthew's like, hey, Ayla, were you at a water park or what was that place with the fountains? Tilly says, do you think FTR will get the AEW tag team titles back this year?
Yes. I think they're one of the hottest teams in wrestling.
John Brown says, good talent. And Sophie says Sasha Banks might also be in AEW this year, depending on whenever the WWE officially announces her release. They already announced her official release.
No, they didn't.
Didn't they?
No, not WWE.
Oh, I thought they did.
It's everybody else has. But her and WWE, so.
Film says, Robbie, who will win in a hairy armpit match? Nikki Bella or Becky Lynch or Carmella or Liv Morgan? I choose Becky. What about you? Robbie's like, Carmella. And Luke says, I remember back in the day when I was 12, 13, certain channels, HBO, Cinemax, and the pay-per-view channel, were able to be heard even though the visuals were wavy lines. So I couldn't afford it. I would just switch to that channel. I could hear everything perfectly.
Oh, yeah. It was absolutely perfect. Do you remember American Pie? The very first scene of American Pie, that's what he's doing. He's watching porn. Mm-hmm. And his mom comes in and the controller's battery's dead, so he can't turn it off. That's right. Slap my hairy ass. Excuse me? The dad. I think he's trying to watch some illegal channels.
Trying to watch illegal channels. It was like it's a splash pad in our neighbor city. It's literally just a park with sprinkles. So he says the WWE is taking forever in announcing Sasha Banks' release. And Matthew says, Ayla, that's the cherry on top. LOL, fucking awful. We need Jesus. Oh, God. Matthew says, it's a public works. Linge, no admission. That's legit. Film says, okay, Robbie, nice pick. Sophie says, I remember one pay-per-view that I could only hear but couldn't watch. Looks like, Sophie, they probably won't. It seems WWE is just trying to hope Sasha fades away.
Fade into the sunset. Maybe she'll do some acting or something.
Isn't that what she's supposedly doing? I don't know how good she is at it.
Oh, Tony's smacking her ass.
Andrew Kalongi is in the chat.
Andrew.
Hey, Andrew.
Whoa,
says, I love it. You love
That's
what?
a lot
what
of ass right to the face.
What do you love? What do you love? Tell us what you love.
Vam interfered. 1, 2, and 3. Tony Storm rolls her up.
And pinned her. It was like cherries and praying and Jesus. Films like Matthew who will win in a hardcore one night stand.
Oh shit, from behind!
Oh.
Them attacks her. Or is it they?
It's a he.
Shafir trying to bust her open.
Oh, and
here
then
comes
we're gonna
Thunder.
have a win, like Thunder Rosa's gonna come save her. That's a weird
Thunder ducks
thing.
down under them. Kick Shafir in the back. Nyla's in the clutches. Oh, right in the knee. Oh, she got the belt again.
Yeah, well, she had to use it as a weapon.
The problem is that she struggled with Shafir, and Shafir's not that good.
Right.
And so it makes no sense for her to be a contender for the title.
Right.
It'd be different if she walked over Shafir, or at least wrestled good.
Mm-hmm.
She rolled her up with a fruit roll-up. That is
but
Sunday.
It's happening on Sunday.
Toni
Rosa
Storm
and
getting her
Storm
shot.
Getting her shot. AEW Women's World Championship. Film says Matthew Hill winning a hardcore one night stand armpit dinner match. Bliss or Carmella or Sasha Banks. I choose Bliss. What about you? Sophie says it was static and something else when I end up watching a WWE pay-per-view by accident without paying for it. Well, I was like, Ayla, do you ever get days where you can't be bothered? Ayla's like every day of my life.
I had a scrambler
right?
box when I was a kid.
Every day of my life.
So all I had to do
I
was
agree.
just turn it on and it. So I watched all the. I'm trying to remember what it's called. In Demand pay-per-view is what it was called.
Oh.
And so it had the two main pay-per-view channels, and then it had another one. And that third one was the In Demand.
Mm-hmm.
And it was like, obviously in its infancy. And it was the UFCs and wrestling was on there.
Okay. Oh. That's cool.
So I watched UFC 1, 2, 3, 4, and that's about it.
Huh.
And then I moved out. I took my box with me. I just never watched
That stuff
wrestling
again.
at
You're like,
AEW.
I had other things.
Well, you had to have
do.
cable, and I didn't have cable at some of the places that I lived. And
Right. It was like, it's just a city park. It's free and open to the public. When I say neighbor city, I literally mean we might as well be one city. There's no border. Vindicator's like, Travis, are there too many championship belts in AEW and not enough in WWE?
no, there's too many in WWE also, but they are unifying them, it looks like. They're doing something with the titles. I don't know what they're doing. But
Yes. And Robbie says, Ayla, but you seem like you're totally motivated. So he's like, do you see AEW adding more pay-per-views in the future like other promotions have done?
I hope not. And if they do, then they need a network. I'm okay if they do it if they just, $10 a month, $12 a month or something.
Film's like, boo, Nyla Rose, boo. And Matthew says, Sasha just did a podcast with Stone Cold Steve Austin. What? I said Sasha Banks just did a podcast with Stone Cold Steve Austin. What? Enjoying Wrestling Gap tonight, given. Oh, hell yeah. It was like, yeah, Ravi, I'm super happy in a bubble soul who loves life. Vindicator says, so Travis, Toni loves hitting people with her butt, just like Asuka and Naomi. Difference is Toni has a much better butt.
Yeah. There's a lot of meat back there.
Robbie says, really, Toni Storm with the win when she was so bad? The other one was worse, Robbie. I don't know what you wanted from that. Matthew's like, that's like where I live. It's two cities, but basically one. Sophie's like, wow, that is what is different on this stream. D isn't eating anything like normal. Robbie's like, Thunda is the female Darby, LOL. Film says, hey, Matthew, did you get the question I was asking you? Matthew's like, Rosa is a female lunchbox. And Matthew says, Film just saw it, bliss. Robbie says, Darby looking like he means business. Sophie says, and Naomi is nowhere to be found. And Film says, okay, nice pick, Matthew. Thumbs up. And John Brown says, my dad won't let me have a channel.
Ah, yeah.
Are you a child?
Get your education first.
YouTube is not everything in life.
There are going to be so many matches with 4 or more people.
I know, I'm sorry.
Oh.
I'll try to help you keep up with it. Maybe. Sophie says, if Sasha gets released and she has a 90-day non-compete clause, she could show up at the AEW pay-per-view in September. Ray's like, D, I see you are not a fan of Toni Storm. LOL. She's just another Sasha Banks. She's a big quitter, crybaby quitter.
I bet you 70% of the matches have more than 4 people.
Oh, yeah. They have to get as many people in there as they possibly can, right? Up next, Jericho and Archer versus Moxley and Tanahashi. That's up next. Bryce says, well, it's time for me to go. I'll see you guys in the next live stream. Bye.
All right,
Bye,
see you
Bryce.
guys.
Thanks for hanging with us, man. Hopefully you have a good night. Maybe we'll see you on Friday. Take care. All that good stuff.
The JAS.
Did he say Excalibur's not here anymore?
I didn't hear that. I don't know what I heard. Tanahashi. Who's that girl? Oh, what's her name? Tay Conte. Like, Tay, we're going to just have you a valet for a while. Since you'd rather hang out with these guys anyways. Because I feel like she could get some sort of a push.
Not anymore. Not if she's going to be licking fucking Sammy Guevara's nutsack. Not happening. She's worthless at this point. Matthew says AEW throws matches together haphazardly just to give people TV time. Which is funny, Matthew, because the people that they give TV time to aren't the pillars that they base their fucking foundation of their goddamn company upon. So, yeah, I don't agree with their standards of who they give TV time what to. They suck, asshole. Tony Khan is a fucking fraud of crap.
Judas in my mind.
Robbie's like, Moxley, he looks always on edge, LOL. Well, he had to replace his drinking problem with something else. It's probably cocaine. Wow. Films like boo, take on tape, boo. And Sophie says, before the network for the major pay-per-views, I usually go to my sister's friend's house to watch it since she could afford every WWE pay-per-view.
Well, that's nice. Did you offer to pitch in?
As long as you're, like, pitching in or bringing something to eat,
yeah, pitch
then it's
in.
fine.
It doesn't have to be money.
Like...
a bottle of wine.
You know. But if you just went over there and, like, were a freeloader, that's fucking lame. I don't like people like that.
Come over with your kids.
It's kind of annoying. I told you not to bring your kids. I couldn't find a babysitter in time. Then you shouldn't have fucking came over! Because we ain't your goddamn babysitter.
And then sit and watch wrestling while your kids just run rampant.
Yes. And nobody else can enjoy anything because, God forbid.
And then when we had the kids stay in the house, he had them sit on the couch so the adults had to sit on the floor.
Yeah.
It was just...
Phil's like, take her off of TV already. Same thing for Sammy Guevara, too. Rob is like, Sophie, I thought Naomi was at your house. Sophie's like, there are AEW fans that want Rampage 2 hours and on a different night.
Live? Maybe.
Ayla says Sophie is holding her hostage in her basement. Chicago Police Unit number 80 has got some donuts in there. Yay, Woo! What kind of donuts? Are they good donuts? So it was like my dad would let me watch wrestling, and sometimes he would order the non-major pay-per-views for me.
Oh, well, that was very nice.
It was like we'd host UFC at our house. We'd invite people, but they have to pay part of it. That's what we do. Matthew says, contribute to the cause. Bringing ice doesn't always count.
Right. I brought the ice.
For what? We don't even have drinks.
I brought the ice.
Tilly says, who do you think will be the next TNT champion? I hope it's Darby or Wardlow.
It looks like it's going to be Wardlow, right? I mean, Wardlow hasn't lost in a long time, and he is going up against Scorpio at some point. They are building that. So, maybe Wardlow for a while. He's going to be a hard one to beat, just like Jade. How are they going to have those two lose?
Oh, it's going to have to be somebody good.
Either that or a fluke.
Yeah, or a fluke thing.
Or interference.
Yeah.
And JF comes back and beats whoever for the world title.
Yeah.
Probably Punk, because that would make the most sense.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Matthew's like, how much are UFC fights?
$75. So $74.99 with...
And up.
Well, no, period. It's $74.99, but you have to have HBO Plus, or not HBO, what's it called? ESPN Plus. You have to have that. So whether you buy it yearly for $55, I think it is now, or $60, or you pay it monthly. So if you pay it monthly, it's like $7.99. So it ends up being about $85, give or take. There's no tax, so whatever the actual numbers end up being. A month. And they have one a month. In July, they're having 2. So there'll be 2 in July.
Yeah. So if it says AEW does what the WWE does with booking pay-per-views by putting random matches on the card to give the roster pay-per-view time. Well, with this backdoor whatever they're having, they kind of have to do a little bit more, because why wouldn't they want to have as many New Japan Pro wrestlers on there as possible? Because that's the point, right? That's the point of it. That's the point of what Tony Khan's trying to portray for whatever.
And I can almost guarantee that ESPN will go up $5 in February, in January. They've been going up $5 a year, because it was $65.
Then $5.
Then it was $70 last year, and then $60 or $75 this year. So I'm assuming they're going to go to $80.
Yep.
At some point, you have to stop, though, right? Like, you can't just... It's not going to be a 200...
You can't just keep upping it because you think you're getting more content. But you don't. Everything's just the same as it always was, and there's nothing new, but they're still raising it, and the pay-per-view prices go up as well.
Right,
so
well, the channel goes up,
no matter what. So you might as well just buy the fucking pay-per-view by itself.
Well, you can't. Like, it's not just a pay-per-view. They have it. ESPN has the only rights to sell their network. It's horseshit.
Matthew says that. Oh, Sophie says... I read that. Ayla says, oh my God, that happened to me. A friend brought their kid to a UFC pay-per-view, and this little shit climbed all over my beautiful granite countertops, opening all my cupboards, taking everything out and throwing things.
Yeah.
And Robbie's like, also, don't just bring cups, right? Bring something to put in said cups and not just ice, right? Yeah, I am not that person. I am the person that will bring like 5 things that you really don't need.
So much food that we have to take it back with us.
It was like, mind you, he was 7, gentle parenting, so dumb, so DB hippie mom wouldn't do anything about it. Made me so mad. John Brown says I'm back.
Hey,
so
John.
Big W for anyone, so...
Toni Storm did win in her last match. I don't know if you were here for
around, Toni Storm won her match.
Against Schaffer.
And now we're having the Jon Moxley...
And Tanahashi
match against the Murder
Hawk and Jericho.
Film says Robbie who will win in a shaving armpit match. Rhea Ripley or Charlotte Flair or Ronda Rousey. I choose Flair. How about you? Matthew's like, Wardlow has potential. Steiner's kid needs to leave WWE NXT for AEW.
What? Come on.
Don't do that to him. He'll just get buried, Matthew, and then he'll get buried because they would rather see your stupid Adam Cole. Your guys' favorite guy.
Oh, that little kid just got hit with the barricade.
Oh, no, is his brain
Hopefully
broken?
he's okay. What his brain? What the fuck?
Because that's what happened to Rhea. I just figured that's what happened.
To a little kid that just got
brain
hit
broken
by Jon Moxley?
The indicator's like, Travis, who do you think is a better talker and wrestler? Separate categories.
Okay. It's right here. He's got a little Lakers hat on.
Between Bailey and Britt Faker. Is he the guy? Is the one with the paint?
Britt Baker's the better talker if that's all we're talking about. It's right here. See the kid? He's got nailed.
It's all in yellow. He's not even paying attention. Of course he's getting knocked down. Did you get that?
I did, and I answered it. Britt Baker's way better talker than Bailey.
Yes.
The ding-dong.
Yeah. Robbie
But
says,
in wrestling, it's not even close.
Yeah. Robbie says, Ayla, your mate Sophie would come round and pay for the fight. Sophie said, Chris Jericho and Sammy met in 97. There is a picture. Cindy Burt is in the chat.
Hey, Cindy.
Says, I am on it when you are. When you are, how is your Leopold doing? Sans his precious balls. He's sleeping.
There
Here he is. He's so big. He's so small but big at the same time. It's good to see you in here. I hope all the other babies are doing really good.
Getting bigger. Yeah, he's getting big. He likes to ride on the back.
Yeah, he got fixed, but he's doing really good from it, so it's all right. Huh. Just being a normal cat, being a poop.
I should send her some of those pictures I took today.
Oh, the flower ones.
His glamour shots.
His glamour shots, yeah, those were cute.
He was smelling around some flowers, so I took some pictures of it. They look like glamour shots.
He has become this like weirdo escape artist who wants to be outside.
But doesn't want to be
outside.
He's like, if I can just get out the door, I'll be safe. And
if I can just
he runs out there and then he stops. He's like, no thanks.
So yeah.
Jericho thrown into the table. So this is like a no rules match or something?
Yeah.
Like everybody's in there. They're obviously not a tag team match.
They're like, we don't care what's really happening.
Oh, well, Murder Hawk's sitting on the apron. He wants a tag, so maybe it is a tag team match.
Maybe.
Oh, Sammy Guevara getting involved.
Let's see. Go back to where it was at. All right. And Ayla says if she paid extra, she can sit outside and watch from the window. So he's like, I was so going to high school when I started watching wrestling and film. Says, wild thing, you make my heart scream. Ayla's like, my countertops for quartz, not granite, my bad. John Brown says maybe Brock should go to ROH or AEW. Oh, no.
They can't afford him.
Sophie's like, I sometimes bring chips or dinner. Film's like, here comes John Moxley. Tilly says, is this the last match? Yes.
Yeah,
Tilly,
I think it is the main event.
It's the main event.
Yeah, we still got about 13 minutes. I mean, it could end soon and they could do something after, like a segment. But I think it's the last wrestling match.
Right. Tilly says, is that the last match? I already read that. Sophie says, when do you expect CM Punk to come back? I don't know when he's coming back.
He had lower body surgery. I think it was on his ankle
or something.
So 6 to 8 weeks.
And it was broken bad enough they had to do surgery. So
yeah. So 6 to 8 weeks. 6 to 8 weeks.
And with his, like, who knows how his health is really, because he doesn't look like he's very healthy. It could be longer, and depending on how he's healing.
I don't know if he smokes, so if he smokes, it takes a little bit longer.
Uh-huh.
I don't know why exactly smoke makes you heal slower, but it really does.
Yeah. Ayla's like, I bring things unless told not to. Even then, I'll bring drinks or something small. Matthew says, have y'all noticed that streaming services are increasing their ads? I don't pay for the ad-free stuff. Even YouTube is having ads, which are 30 minutes long, which is annoying while being busy.
Wow.
I haven't really noticed it because they still have the skip option. So it was like, how much is the MLB package? Not like 200 and something.
I don't know. I've got the radio one with Spotify or whatever. Not Spotify. What's that called? XM Radio.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's got to be around $200 for a season. Around the All-Star break, you get a half season price and all that. But
at least Ayla's like, never. He shot in the ring. But I was like, LL Moxley gave the Eminem middle finger to Ty and her BF.
Oh, she's attacking him though. So
Film says, Ravi, did you get the question? Ayla's like, shit. And Matthew says, the party is in my pocket.
Lance Archer just elbowed a fan.
Oops.
The fan was leaning on him going... And he's like,
what?
He didn't do it hard. He just pushed him back.
Cindy Burr is also said, he is so big. Yeah, he's getting pretty big. He's getting, like, really lengthy. Like, really lengthy. And it's so funny how his face has been changing.
Yeah,
like,
he
some
looks
days...
different.
Yeah, like, almost every day he's, like, a little bit different. And you're just like...
What are you going to look like?
Is he ugly today or is he cute today? Are you having your ugly cute time?
Yeah, no matter what, he's cute, but there's some ugly days.
Sometimes it's like, he's so cute. You're like, oh my gosh, your face is so cute. And then other times you're like, it's like the cute ugly face happening. Matthew says the party's in my pocket. Film says Ravi, Charlotte Flair, Rhea or Ronda. Ravi says D kept his balls in a jar. No, he did not.
Ew.
Sophie says people that buy sports packages of whatever must be thinking, how much do I really like this sport to keep buying it?
Right, you got to love a team. Like, I have a buddy that does it, and I mean, he does it. He loves the Chicago Bears, watches every one of their games, watches the Chicago Cubs, every one of their games, watches the Blackhawks, every one of their games, the Chicago Bulls, every one of their games. And it's like, oh my gosh, dude.
He's very dedicated.
He's got them tattooed all over his body.
Yes, he really does like his Chicago teams. Cindy said, all the kittens love to ride on shoulders. Oh my God, that's so weird.
Yeah.
That's kind of a weird thing that they all like it. That's kind of cool at the same time, but weird.
They're just so little, so they get a bird's eye view up there.
Mm-hmm. Matthew says, no one invites me anywhere, so I don't have real people problems. Matthew, I would invite you over all the time, but you live in a completely different state.
You live in
clear across the gosh darn country.
You're literally on the other coast.
It was like, yes, I noticed on YouTube, Matthew, I was watching true crime. Usually they're too gory to be monetized, so they didn't used to have ads. Now it's like every 2 to 4 minutes I get an ad. Pickle's like, I'm at an impromptu Sonic run, pretty pissed off about it. What's happening on the show?
Right now we got Jericho in there with John Moxley. Moxley's going to reach out and tag. You have to have both feet on the canvas to tag. See, that's the playing loosely with the rules.
True, right.
Tanahashi was literally leaning all the way over
to get the tag. He
was halfway in the ring.
Yeah.
It's bullcrap. You have to have the ring rope in your hand, the tag rope in your hand, and you have to freaking have both feet on the ground.
Yeah, that's kind of weird.
Don't play loose with the rules, guys.
But, Pickle, I'm sorry that you're on an impromptu Sonic run and you're pissed off about it. Yeah. Are you pissed off because you had to go?
Oh, Jericho.
Or is it because of how long it's taking?
That was a terrible power slam.
Sophie's like, I am not a people person in real life. Ayla's like, watch true crime. I don't know typos. I got it. Robbie's like, Moxley is crazy. It's like, no way, Sophie, I never guessed that.
Jericho
it's like, just kidding. I'm 100% the opposite in person. It was like, if I met anyone in here in person, I probably wouldn't say a word. So he's like, who is better talker or wrestler between Britt Baker and Charlotte?
Charlotte.
Tilly says, looks like my ragdoll kitten. She was stung by a bee this morning on the lip, but she is okay, thank goodness. Oh, poor little girl.
I was worried about the kittens being allergic to bees because we got bees. So I was like, I wonder if I took him back there or if he got stung, what it would do to him. I kind of don't want to just find out, you know.
Right. It says, Ayla, I am in Facebook jail for nudity and sexual content for a science video that technocrats are purging before the elections. Oh, jeez. Sophie says, I graduated high school in 2006, and Pico says, fast food apps are for suckers, and I am deleting it so I don't get spammed every day. I do not have a fast food app, except for ordering for Domino's, because it's way quicker than calling.
Right? I just go to pizzahut.com on my phone. I don't have the app.
Pizza Hut's, I go to their website. But on Domino's, I use their app. And I use the Papa Murphy's app because I can save my orders.
Yeah.
And I can just order the same thing all the time and not worry about it. But other stuff, like the whole McDonald's thing, like you can like get the McDonald's app and you can go on there, and if you order on there, you get like incentives for ordering on there. You go through the drive-thru and pick up your order. So you can already have it paid and everything. So you go through the drive-thru and say, I ordered with my blah, blah, blah. Here's my code.
Right.
And then you just pick up your food.
Oh, that's way good.
So it's kind of cool. It kind of cuts out some time, I guess you could say. You still have to stop at the little thing and tell them that that's what you're doing, though.
There's a queen hornet right there. See her?
Outside?
Yeah, she's about that big. You can always tell because they're the bigger ones.
That's gross. Nobody likes that.
Uh-oh. The walls of Jericho.
He's got a Boston crab.
It's a modified Boston crab.
It's a Boston crab.
Modified. It's basically on one side.
Matthew says cigarettes nicotine increases inflammation, which is partly why smokers heal slower. I bet oxygen intake is also a factor.
I would assume so.
It was like Matthew Perv. And Sophie's like, have you ever done Uber Eats or DoorDash, etc.?
No.
I've not. You want to know why? Because it's so expensive.
Whoa!
So expensive.
A cutter!
It is so not
Murder
worth
Hawk
it.
with a big boot.
I'm so used to driving and getting my stuff that for whatever I get to go that sometimes it's annoying, and so I don't. And then that's when I'm like, oh, I didn't get this because I didn't want to order it. It's because I didn't want to go get it. If they don't have any kind of, like, if they don't do their own delivery. But I'm not paying freaking 3 times as much money for something. Thank you. Vindicator says, just so I can feel special for once in my life, I need for Deleitha to once again acknowledge the fact that I am in this chat. Vindicator, you were in the chat. Matthew's like, I meant weed and mushrooms, lol, not my lobster. It was like, shut up, Vin, delete that chat now. Film says, Yeah, hey Vin, what's up, dude? Pico says first world problems eating for ice cream totally overrated. Whatever. Many a times have I gone to a
DDT.
Sonic run for a shake.
That's it. Tanahashi going to come in over the top. What's his finisher right here?
It was like, Talitha, Vin laughed, no need to read his comments. Robbie says, Sophie, did you really think Katy Perry was going to show up at your door just because you need just to eat?
1, 2, and 3. The Murder Hawk gets pinned by Tanahashi.
Ouch.
After the paradigm shift and a splash.
Hiroshi, Tanahashi, why are you rolling your R's? That's a weird thing to do for a Japanese name.
Arr.
Sophie says, and when do you think MJF will be brought back to continue his storyline?
I've been waiting. Literally, I've been waiting, see? It's not far away.
Vindicator says, don't ruin a potential feel-good moment. Ayla bot. Not enough feel-good moments these days. Matthew says, y'all are sweet. I'll abandon my apartment and we'll camp in your backyard. LOL. We got plenty of room, my friend. Hopefully you like dogs. Hopefully you're not afraid of German Shepherds.
You might find true love.
There's plenty of work over here, too. Come on over.
Yeah, everybody's hiring.
Philip says, Matthew, did you get my question? And also, who do you like in AEW? Ayla's like, I'm still waiting for George Clooney to come knocking at my door because I also eat. Sometimes I drink water, coffee, liquid. John Brown says...
Oh, God, who is it? Oh, Eddie.
Oh, it's Eddie. 231 is state best anyways. Nice. Matthew's like, what the fuck are you talking about, champ? It was like, I don't know. Robbie says something about Katy Perry. Matthew's like, Papa Murphy is this decent
Wheeler
pizza.
Yuta showed up.
It's probably one of the better pizzas that I personally like. But that's just my grossness.
Eddie Kingston was going to throw him into the table, and the ring announcer lady was standing there like, I don't know where to go. He's trying to run, so Eddie just kept running with him and turned the corner and then threw him in the barricade.
That's funny. It feels like probably
we've seen this guy before.
That's that old guy. It was like, I'm a sucker for Domino's pizza. Pico's like, yeah, I think it's because I was doing things in the kitchen. Then, I'm in the mood for sweets. Fuck my life. Sorry, buddy. I have that problem too sometimes. And the shit you have at home isn't what you want, so you have to go get something.
There's another guy.
Matthew's like, I would do strange things to Katy Perry. Ew. I was like, Ayla, you ever seen that Katy Perry just eat ad? LOL, it's everywhere.
I have not.
I haven't.
Now we got referees out here. We got some
ad.
sort of a melee. Another Japanese guy showed up. They didn't even announce him.
Is that a UK thing, Ravi? Matthew's like, DoorDash and crap is only cost effective when there are 4 or more people contributing. Ayla says, me too, Matthew, me too. Make her paint my toes, do my laundry, pop a blackhead or 2. Make her change my ear jewelry for me because the screws
Santana
are
and
too
Ortiz.
small.
Look in the middle of the ring. They'll be wrestling on Sunday for the World Championship.
Yes. Ravi says, Matthew, Katy Perry wouldn't be the same after meeting
John
you.
Moxley.
Sophie says, my aunt buys her MLB package, but not every year. She didn't buy it this last couple of years.
Well, yeah, there would have been no point 2 years ago. And then last year, maybe.
Because of COVID shortened season.
Right.
Picola says, Papa Murphy's is the one that needs to be baked at home, right? Yes, Picola. They're the ones that you have to bring home and bake yourself. Luna says, good night, everyone. See you Friday. Bye, Luna. Thanks for joining us.
Thank
Appreciate
you for hanging out
it.
with
We'll
us.
see you on Friday. Matthew says, Domino's used to be good. Pizza Hut was a shit dining in. They served it in the deep dish pans, right? So good when you got it in the pans. When you get it now and it's not in the pans, it's not as good. Sophie says CM Punk doesn't smoke or drink because he is straight edge. He is.
Is that just his character, or is he really a straight edge?
Film says, I'll save you the question for later, Ravi. And Gothlesia says, yeah, heading to bed now. Bye, 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 Gothlesia. Illa says, I don't think so. I think that's the other one. Matthew's like, Ravi, most men aren't the same after me. Pico says, what's the final stuff? Is anyone popping up for the surprise ending?
Yeah, there was a bunch of guys that came in. I don't know their names.
There's a lot of other New Japan guys out there. Tanahashi
Eddie Kingston,
and John Moxley are just in the ring having a
Wheeler
chest
Yuta.
off.
But then the guy, the Japanese guy with the worms shaved into his head, or whatever you'd call that.
Yeah.
He's been on there a few times. He's wrestled John Moxley a couple different times.
Yes, he
on
has.
here.
Yeah. So that's kind of what the surprise ending kind of stuff was.
But
Nothing
basically,
really that
it was
crazy.
just Tanahashi and John Moxley in the ring together.
Yeah. Was that final
And
stuff.
that's kind of what... And then everything else was chaos around them.
Mm-hmm.
And then the red-headed Japanese guy also came out to help. So...
Yep. Film says Matthew will win in a shaving armpit match. Peyton Royce or Bailey or Ronda Rousey. I choose Peyton Royce. What about you? Vindicator says, thank you, Mr. Letha. Now I can have a good night's sleep. If you guys will be around in days and have me back for SmackDown, I will see you then. Bye, guys. Bye, Finn. Of course you're going to come back. We will be here. You will be here. Matthew said, Cola, Papa Murphy says a take and bake. And Vindicator says in 2 days. Ayla says, bye, Vin. Matthew says, Bailey, I don't know a lot of the women in wrestling these days. Matthew's like, Vin, take care, homie. John Brown says, refs so crazy. And Film says, okay, Matthew. Thank you, Matthew. And Ayla says, I can't stock up on sweets because I'm an animal. I'll eat it all, no self-control. I see it, and boom, it's dinner. Vindicator says, buy a programmed heckler bot. Take care, Ayla. And Ayla says, night, Vin, you freak. And Tilly says, good night. It's 3 a.m. here. Well, thanks for joining us, Tilly. Appreciate that. And sounds like a late night for you, but do appreciate you sticking around with us. Sophie says, I know the fast food apps are expensive because my mom complains about it. Piccolo says, see you later. Ayla says, so Papa John's is the cooked one. Oh, haha, yeah. Papa John's is the cooked one. Their stuff's kind of gross. I don't like their pizza. Boom's like, okay, it's time for me to go. Before I go, this question is for you, Misty and Travis. Who will win? And it's funny armpit match. Liv Morgan or Lacey Evans? He chooses Lacey. What about you guys?
Probably also.
And Robbie says, so is Limitlessly ever coming back? We've seen him, but I don't know if he's going to be back after.
Yes.
I'm sure after this pay-per-view he'll be back. You'll see him more again.
And Swerve Scott. We'll probably see him on Friday.
Yeah. Vindicator says, later, Matt, try to wrangle in your friend Ayla over there. Ask her to be nice next time to everyone but Sophie. Peace. Pico's like, hopefully I'll be at home and not at a drive-thru. Right? Everybody had the same idea. People are like, I freaking want me a damn shake. And you're like, you know what? A shake sounds really good. And you all got together. And then you all went to Sonic. And now you got to wait in line. And what's hard about it is like, by the time that you're like, it's not worth it, you're at the part of the line where you can't leave. So you might as well just order your damn shake.
Put a movie on your DVD player and just watch it.
Ayla says, night, everyone. Y'all my best friends. Matthew's like, Papa John's is awful. Baked already pizza. Looks like night. Oh, it feels like part 2. God bless America. God bless WWE. AEW runs armpits. I love that. I love, and I love this channel. Bye. Peace out. Love y'all. Big hugs. Big hearts. So he says, I usually don't think about money. And Ayla's like, yeah, Matthew, I don't like it either. And Matthew says, feet, back, toenails, scratch, don't leave. Matthew's like, nighty night, Luke. Ayla's like laughing. Freaking Sophie clearly don't have bills then. Chief Detective says, well, I'm out of here now. Well, thanks for being with us, Chief Detective. I hope that we see you, on Friday. Chicago Police Unit number 80 says, me too. And Sophie says, do you use the Walmart delivery service where they do the food shopping for you and they drop it off at your house? No, I actually am not a lazy person. I actually go to the store and buy my own shit. I don't like other people touching my things, and I don't trust them to get the right stuff. So I will go myself and look at my own fruit and pick out the stuff I want. Matthew's like, Sonic shakes suck. Oh, Matthew. They really don't. They don't suck, though, because you have to get their concretes. They're the thicker ones, and then you add stuff to them, and they're actually really good. Matthew says, I might see you on Friday. I'll be in New York City Sunday. I'll be in the bus back, so I might pop in, too. Ooh. All right. Well, we'll be here Sunday, and we will be here Friday. If you pop in Sunday, we'll try to give you what's happening on the AEW pay-per-view. Sophie says, my mom sometimes orders the Top Chef meals, but doesn't use it when we have them in the freezer for a while.
Yeah.
Robbie says, before I go, could you guys sub to my boy Savage Talks Wrestling YouTube?
I can look for it.
Can you send it on Instagram?
Either that or like a link on Instagram
or something.
Or have them reply to a message on YouTube, and then it's easy, then I just click on their picture.
Matthew says, much love, y'all, beautiful earthlings. And John Brown says, more you eat beans, the more you fart. Along with other things, not just Boston. Beans. Jonathan Cohen is in the chat. Says, Jonathan. Brian Dennison, mock the New Day. I don't know if Kofi or Xavier are going to be this Sunday. It's like beans, the musical fruit. The more you eat, the more you toot. And Robbie's like LOD with the OCD. Matthew's like concrete, aka Blizzard. And he's like, LOL, you know it, champ. Yeah, it's like they're really thick. And so instead of being all soupy like an actual shake, they're actually thicker. So they're a little bit better. And I like Sonic better than some of the other places because Sonic actually does use like real ice cream. Like some places the ice cream tastes a little weird, but Sonic's is actually pretty good. Anyways, Robbie says, type in Savage Talks Wrestling into YouTube.
Yeah, I try that with other people's channels, and then sometimes it's just not there.
Why do you have to make everything so difficult? Why can't you just send us a link? Is it because it's not true?
Savage, what is it?
Talks Wrestling.
Is it one word?
No, it's like that. There you go. It looks like no Robbie and Jacob Hajin's in the chat saying late, but in the chat for a second it says, was AEW on TV? It didn't record. Yes, Jacob, it was on TV, and I'm sorry it didn't record for you. Matthew says, Sonic uses Cool Whip, which is nasty. Matthew, if you get the concretes, they don't put Cool Whip on top.
All right. Does he have 13,000 subscribers? Is that the right one? I just want to
Ayla says, it popped right up.
Yeah, but you have to make sure it's the right one, because other people can have the same name, but they're not as big.
That's true.
Because you can name your channel anything.
That's true.
You can just have your own private URL. Like, I have mine for Wrestling Gab.
Yes.
Like, it's the URL. So if you just put, like, YouTube/Wrestling Gab, it'll come to our channel. But somebody else could name their channel Wrestling Gab.
Right. They could. They would be frauds. Just kidding. All right, everybody. Thank you for hanging out with us. Appreciate it. It was like I typed it, I guess, I'll sub, but I won't participate. Matthew's like, that's what she said. And Robbie's like, yeah, 13.4 subs. All right, everybody. Thanks for hanging out with us tonight. We appreciate each and every one of you for watching AEW Dynamite with us. We'll definitely see you on Friday for SmackDown. Okay? Bye-bye.
We appreciate it. Thanks for watching Wrestling Gab. See you in 46 hours. Bye-bye.
Bye, guys.